Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The 2025 NFL Draft is complete. What does it mean? Who won? We have no friggin' idea. But I do know this. This was the most memorable, fun-filled, greatest draft in NFL history, and I'll tell you all about it. I'll be joined by Gunny in a little bit. We're going to recap the draft. We're going to tell you what we think about the players. We're going to tell you what it means for players that are on the team, maybe guys who might get added to the team after this. We're going to go through which New York Jet do you hate the most? Yes, it gets concluded this evening, tonight. We're in the Elite Eight. We're kicking it off right now. Which Jet do you hate most? Haason Reddick or Zach Wilson? Vote. It's live right now in the poll. I thank you for being here. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have some guests on after that. We're going to discuss the weekend. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about the Jets. We're going to laugh our asses off. After all, you know what time it is, and you know it only gets played when he's here.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
It's got
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Now, normally, I play that and then I come on and talk. But when the Discord party comes to life over the weekend, you got to go to this.
Hey, Shiners. It's a party. My house. Discord party.
It's got beat.
Yo, we at Sean's crib about to turn up. Music bumping, party jumping. Please someone fill my cup. We greet each other Merry Christmas. And let the Jets suck while Bobby yells at scandal.
Shut the fuck up.
Then Gary intervenes and tells them don't be mean. Eat a stick of butter every day and you'll be lean. Then Santa runs off. I hope he left some gifts because Bobby scared him off. He's on the naughty list. This whole party's lit. Nate Clancy, many more, we hardly fit. And Addison and Weed bought that Marley spliff. I licked on my lips cause old Jenna G make my heartbeat skip. Damn Charles Gorman, was that a fart you ripped? Too much head in your the hot dogs and chips. Now I want my dip. Tell me where the hell is Santa? He ran so quick. I checked the bathroom and oh shit.
Welcome, folks. I am very happy to be here. I hope you are too. I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet after waking up from a nap. I needed some sleep. Needed a little bit of sleep. Didn't sleep too much this weekend. It was a great time. We'll get into all of that later. But we got a lot of things going on tonight. So buckle the fuck up. It's going to be a blast. Okay. First things first. The poll is up. Haason Reddick versus Zach Wilson. Which Jet do you hate most? As soon as we're done with that, we're going to roll into part of the Elite Eight of Bill Belichick against John Idzik. Then from there, Rich Kotite against Jamal Adams, and then a big matchup, Adam Gase against Shared Stadium. Who do you hate most? Let your voice be heard. Be here all night long. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time to raffle off the Ken O'Brien jersey and the Chad Pennington helmet. If you know anyone who's submitted super chats, gifted memberships over the last 3 weeks, call them, text them, nudge them if they're next to you. Hey, get your ass in there. Here are the rules. You have to be here by the end of the show to make your selection. First winner has first choice, but you got to watch the show. Big part of the process here, folks. Right now, we're going to raffle it off. Let's add you. Let's add you. Here we go. First off, thank you to every single person who's donated. Whether you've given a $5 super chat, $100 super chat, you've gifted one membership, 5, 10, 20. Thank you to everybody. You have no idea how much your time watching this, taking money from your personal life and giving it and sharing it to help this channel grow so I could get back to you guys means the effing world to me. You're all awesome. No Vagisil ads here, folks. Bloop, bloop. Goodbye. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to spin the wheel. If the winner is here, the winner has choice immediately. We will spin the wheel again, and then that person will get whatever prize is left over. So, in honor of the draft being 3 days this weekend, we are going to take the 584 entries that we have. A lot of bonuses have been given out. We're going to shuffle it 3 times. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. If one of my admins from the Discord, Nate, Clancy, Addy, Knob, tag everyone and tell them that we're on and we're doing the drawing right now, please, you fine gentlemen. I only shuffled it once, right? We're going to shuffle it a second time right now. I think I only did once. There's 2. Here's 3. Okay. We are set. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to all of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the Freeman McNeil jersey will be here tomorrow. We did quarterbacks this time, working on running backs. We have Freeman McNeil, possibly Curtis Martin. We have a Freeman McNeil jersey. Working on a Curtis Martin and a Thomas Jones helmet. We'll have 3 prizes here. The bigger this gets, the more prizes we get. And again, thank you. I know. Shut the fuck up, Nick. Spin the damn wheel. Good luck to everybody. Here we go. The wheel is spinning. And the winner is Alan. Alan has first choice. Thank you, Alan. Remove all instances. We're removing Alan because you cannot win more than once. Our second winner. Alan, text me. Don't put it in the chat. Text me what you want. Our second winner is, I think this address looks familiar. Oh, it's the big fella. The big fella. Awesome. Congratulations. To the big fella, congratulations to Alan. Alan, shoot me a text. Let me know what you want. Your choices are the Ken O'Brien jersey, the Chad Pennington helmet, all right, let's get this back to normal. But next up, running backs. Any donations tonight? I'm going to switch it up for this one. For the last two, what we've done here is we've done double the last week. Here's what we're going to do for this one. We're going to do double during the Sunday show. Then the next raffle, we'll do double during the weeknights. We'll keep switching it up. We'll reward everyone on different time frames, right? So, starting tonight, any raffles for the length of the show, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a long show. Any raffle chances that come in, $5 super chats and above, everything's doubled. To the effing moon we go. Alan, I've not gotten a text from you yet. People want to know, Alan, what do you want? Text my phone. Oh. Alan says, the big fella, what do you want? Well, Alan, if you've been paying attention to the show and some of the super chats, the high value super chats, the big fella has said, and I quote, I want that Ken O'Brien jersey. He's yelled it. He's texted it. He super chatted it. That was his choice. But the big fella, being first class as always, I expect nothing less from him. Declarations have been made. But thank you. To all of you who watch, I'm going to start doing something new on this channel. A little show news real quick while we're waiting for the info to come through here. I'm going to start doing shorts. I'm going to start releasing shorts more often. I know I've said it before. Sometimes you need Jets news to do it. Draft weekend, a lot of news going on. Put it out there. A couple of them got a really high viewership for this channel. And keep your eye out for that. As always, when you see the shorts, you see any pre-recorded videos that I've released, do me a favor. Hit the like button. It's a really, really important part of the process, and it helps the channel grow. Whether you believe it or not, it truly, truly does. So help me with that. If you're watching right now, there's 60 of you. We're 9 away from the benchmark. Hit the like button now. But ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news. Alan, our winner of the quarterback raffle, has just chosen. Who did he choose? Who did he choose?
Draft Aaron Rodgers. Funny, he put me in the suit and tie that time.
Allen, Josh Allen Abattoir has chosen the Chad Pennington helmet. Allen, congratulations. I will ship that out tomorrow morning before work. And to the big fella, I will be shipping you, my friend, the Ken O'Brien jersey. So thank you again to everybody. And good luck to all of you with the running backs. Okay. Now, we can clear that. That one is done. Right now, Hassan Reddick is ahead of Zach Wilson, 62-38. Thank you, guys. You guys deserve it. You guys are awesome. I wish I could give you all prizes. The bigger this gets, the more prizes we add. I was with someone this weekend and may have a little bit of an in to purchase some help. You know what? In honor of Blitz BK's album release last Sunday, let's play one more Blitz song.
Good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm your host, Nick.
When the blitz comes, there's no one to block him.
It's 10 o'clock, get ready for the showdown. 9 toes down, Nick, ready for the throwdown. We proud Jets fans, we don't play with them pronouns. Best roster in the league, we playing with the pros now. They tell us slow down, call us delusional, call us losers as usual. But this season will be beautiful. Shotgun with you know who, but run it instead. Let Hall hit the hole hard.
That's what she said.
Ground and pound like it's 2010. The chat, we got many friends. Johnny wearing hats for super chat and watch him breathe again. Nick put the link so Bobby can call and speak again. Bonesy get the blunt, I got the weed and pens. We speaking green again. Jets news like it's CNN. A-Rod and Charles Gorman, it's like we seeing twins. Feeding tins, pounding on these bleeding fins. Week 14 and 18 when they needing wins. They ain't seeing them. We run the ball and play defense. This is AFC hell where other teams repent. Ladies and gents, welcome to MetLife. This is Jet Life. We bleed green, this our best life. We just nice.
Let's say what's up to everyone. Dark Soldier's here. Johnny's in the house. Bobby. Mr. Bonesy's out on the prowl. Na-na-na-na. Jaden's here. 3 Siblings is here. Adirondack Fly Guy's in the house. Assist My Suicide is here. Rob B. Stack's here. Clancy's in the house. The lovely Leanie's in the house. Alan is here. Welcome, Addy. Dave Briggs is here. And Boomtown's the mic.
Awesome. Okay. The Curtis Martin helmet will be in the next raffle. It is a mini helmet. It is a Curtis Martin. It will join the Freeman McNeil jersey for our next raffle. And I will have a third running back added to it. With how much you guys were interested and how much you guys enjoyed this, you deserve more. I had to get your name in. Also, I had to take care of a little business. When the business, a little business happened. Okay. I'll be joined by Gunny in a few minutes. We'll get into our draft talk. We'll get into, he's got a little bit of time. It's one of his children's birthdays today. They just got in from celebrating. He's going to pop in for a few minutes, take some time out of the day to join us, which I'm very grateful for. He doesn't have to do that but he is effing awesome, as you guys all know. And you know, I'm going to give you a secret here. He's probably going to get yelled at because whenever Gunny and I hang out and start talking, he always goes over what he told his wife he'd be here for. So I'm going to be a little different, though. I'm going to boot him out. I'm going to tell him to go be with the family. But I do love him for taking the time to join us tonight. So until he gets here, we're going to start talking about the draft. Okay? As I said on Jake's show, as I said in the shorts for some of you that have seen it, if you have seen the shorts and it's your first time here watching it live, thank you. Welcome. Glad that you're here with us. The chat, all stars, up and down. Say hello. Make yourself known. They'll welcome you if it's your first time here. And then you can become part of the family. And then maybe you can be with us next year at the second annual Shiner Draft Party Weekend Getaway. We'll get all into that later, too. Like I said, buckle up. We're in for the long haul tonight, folks. Lot to discuss. Let's get to the draft. Pick number 7, first round. Warren's available. Walker's available. Membu's available. Trade back, possibility. But the Jets stick and pick, and the Jets draft right tackle Armand Membu. It's the right pick. It fills a major need. We've needed an offensive line to be completed for a very long time. We have that accomplished now. Now, we coach them up, we develop them, and we get them to be the best they can absolutely be. Because if you don't have, if you don't have a good offensive line, you have no chance in the NFL. None. Can't run the ball, can't protect, can't throw the ball, can't run the routes that you want to run. It all starts up front. So it's not the sexy pick, but with anything in life, hard work. I mean, some women and men find it sexy, but doing the hard work is not sexy. And that's what the offensive line is. Sometimes it's a thankless job, but those who know the game, those who play the game, understand the importance and the value of what these guys do, play after play. You can't do anything without them. So now, when you look at the New York Jets, the last 2 drafts, they have drafted what some call the best left tackle in that draft, the best right tackle in this draft. They took the best center in the draft 2 years ago. They traded up for AVT 4 years ago, and they signed John Simpson last year. They have put a priority, both the Joe Douglas regime and now Darren Muji, on the offensive line. Aaron Glenn comes from Detroit. He understands the value of having a good line. They took Penny Sewell, put him at right tackle. They've been kicking ass ever since. Quarterback's got a lot of time to throw on the regular. They run the ball well with Montgomery and Gibbs. It's the right move. Now, people questioned about the weapons. Let's look at day 2. Day 2. They take Mason Taylor. Yes. Jason Taylor's son. Hall of Fame Miami Dolphin player. Let me tell you a secret, okay? Come here again. Let me tell you something. It absolutely warms my soul that a Hall of Fame beloved Miami Dolphin for hopefully the next 10 to 15 years is cheering for the Jets, is wearing Jets gear at all the home games, is wearing Jets gear when they go to Miami to play. That warms my heart. That little dagger to Dolphins fans over and over again. Watching Jason Taylor lead the Jet chant after his son gets drafted. He even said, haven't done this in a long time. Like, oh, well, you got to do what you got to do for family. Remember, they're not fans. They're loyal to people that have rooted for them, bought their jerseys, supported them, places that they played for. He played here. Short, albeit, but he played here. And now his son's going to play here. So as wild as that notion is, he's going to do it. He's going to do it for his kid. He's going to do it to F the Dolphins fans because they deserve it. It's going to be wild. It's going to be interesting to see Jason Taylor in green time and time again. Now that I'm done with the FU to the Fish fans that we all despise, except Daniel Meehan, respect to him as always. The player. He's long. He's athletic. He can do a lot of things over the middle of the field. He's got some good athleticism. He can run the different routes. He can reach out and stretch over the middle, which is what you need. You add that with Membu, and you just filled the biggest two holes on this roster. Helps you in the run game with Membu. I'll give you a quote from Joe Douglas. Yes, Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas was working with Fox Sports this weekend. 69 people here in the chat. You knew it was going to happen. You knew it was coming. Make sure you hit the like button, folks. When you hit the like button here, it does lead to something. We get 69 likes. Later on, we'll drop the link in the chat for the public. After Gunny, we're going to drop the link in the chat for the Discord members who were with us this weekend. And then we'll open it up to others. They'll have priority to call in first, who were down with us in Ocean City. But please, make sure you hit that. Now, your offense got better already. Ruckard's primarily a blocker at this point. We hope that they can utilize him differently, get him in some different routes. But you're bringing in Taylor to be a weapon. His blocking, not the greatest. Not the worst. You hope that they can develop that a little bit because that'll help the play action. That'll help him get open. When you commit to blocking as a tight end, that allows you to engage, release, get out, and get open. So looking forward to see how he's utilized. Looking forward to see him help this offense. Looking forward to see him get downfield. Haven't had a tight end really stretching the field and opening up the defense since Dustin Keller. Oh, surprise, surprise. We were winning when we had Dustin Keller. So I like the picks. I like the potential. It still has to come together on the field. It still has to materialize. Right now, it's just all theory. Next up, my least favorite pick of the draft. Does that mean he's going to be bad? No. But when you have Sauce and you have Carter and you sign Stevens, this pick baffles me. It baffles me. You picked up Tony Adams' option. You bring in Cisco. You're not moving Stevens to safety. Why would you pick a corner? And it's not the player itself. It's the position that I dislike. Let me clarify that. I don't get the logic behind it. Carter's locked in. Stevens is locked in. Makes you think. There's only one guy out of your starting three that's not locked in. Is this a sign of things to come? Are they going to move on? If this kid can play, he's tall, he's lengthy. He only had one interception in college. Are the Jets going to possibly move on from Sauce? Do they not want to pay $30 million plus a year for a corner? Makes you think. I'm not saying they're going to do it. I'm not saying they should do it. But if you draft a guy in the third round, you expect that guy to be a contributor. You expect that guy to be a player. You expect that guy to make your team better. And you're not doing it just for special teams. You're doing it for him to be a rotational piece or a developmental starter. Stevens just got 3 years. This guy's not a nickel. Michael Carter's there. The only guy right now that could be questioned is the longevity of Sauce. What's the plan? Why do it? That's the biggest question mark for me with the draft. Again, nothing against the kid. God bless you, kid. You got drafted to the NFL. You've worked hard to get to this point. This is not any critique on you as a player or a person in any way, shape, or form. But looking at the Jets roster, looking what's in place, looking for how long things may be in place or not, it does make you wonder. Now, We move on to day 3. There's some head scratchers there, of course. Like I said on Jake's show, when fans do mocks, some of us have done dozens. Some have done hundreds. You fall in love with players. You think you find a guy. You think you want them to draft that guy. Now, does that mean the Jets did bad with the players that they took? No, because they put way much more time in this than any of us did. Let's break it down this way. Have the New York Jets needed a player who can get downfield vertically, open it up, and allow people to help underneath? Yes. We haven't had a guy really like that since Robbie Anderson. You draft and you draft Smith to open up the offense. Are you going to throw him the ball 120 times? No. Are you going to feature him in your offense? No. But he does serve a purpose. He's a world-class athlete. You bring him in, and like I said on Jake's show when he brought me on, you put him in the slot, and you have Garrett Wilson on the same side of the field as him. You run him deep, right at the safety. Split the safeties. You then run Garrett with the post underneath that. You take the tight end on the other side. You drag him with a lower crossing route. You get behind the linebackers. If they're in man, that corner covering Garrett is going with Garrett. Now you're beating those linebackers. That deep safety has a choice. Do I drop or do I come up? You attack a safety, and you give Justin Fields a one-read look. That safety drops, I'm dumping it to the linebacker or the tight end who should beat the linebacker out to the sideline. You can even put in play action with that and do a mini boot. By the time Fields is rolling out, it's tight end, 15 yards downfield, or it's Smith, 40, 50 yards downfield. It's possible. Make it easy. But when you have that threat of someone who can just fly by you at full speed, you utilize it and you draw it up into your scheme. You can coach hand placement, how to catch the deep ball. You can coach a guy who tries to pin it on his chest. Sometimes it hits your face mask, bounces off your shoulder pads. Well, you've seen our number one receiver have issues with trying to body catch it. It bounced off in a Giant game in the rain in 23. Pittsburgh bounces off his chest. He goes up to jump. Catch the fucking ball. You can coach those things up. You can change that. You can help with the drop rate. You can't teach the speed. You can run with all the parachutes you want. You can do all the hurdles. You can do all the squats. You can do all the 100-yard dashes you want. You can't teach that speed. You can't develop that speed. Can you get a little quicker? Sure, the hard work will pay off. But you can't teach that. So that does bring an element to our team that we need. That does bring an element to our team that we've missed. That does bring an element to our team that we can utilize to help the rest of the offense out and help develop our quarterback and help him reach his highest potential. Also keeps the safeties back when he's on the field. Helps the run game, believe it or not. You don't always have to be an elite blocker to help the run game. Sometimes just a threat in your presence on the field is what makes the safeties back up. They'll show blitz, and then if they think you're passing, you shuffle back, you retreat, and that's when you hit them with the run game. So a lot to be seen with how they're going to utilize them. A lot to be seen with how they're going to implement him into the offense. But I like the ideology of it. Whether it's the right player, it's to be determined. We don't know. Nobody's grade means anything. Nobody's grade is going to change a damn thing on the field. Most grades, and I got another nugget for you. Come here. Most grades are just people giving grades to justify if the team did what they wanted to do or if they're against it. Because some people can't accept the notion of being wrong. So they'll trash the team for not doing what they wanted. And that's a little secret there. Oh, it's an A+. I loved it. I had to pick at Bembo and Taylor and a speedy wide receiver. They did exactly what I loved. A+. I wanted Jalen Walker in the first round. They took Bembo. Jeremy Rucker's a really good kid from tight end. I know his dad. I've seen his dad at the game. Why are they not utilizing him? F. It's just all to justify their thoughts, their opinions, their takes. So take the grades for what you will. Example. How many times have the New York Jets been declared off-season winners and then not do a goddamn thing when the season hits? It's the same exact situation here. Ladies and gentlemen, during that rant, our buddy Luppy, who I had the pleasure of meeting in person Thursday night at Jake's draft party. Luppy, I was running around helping Jake. I wish we could have spoke more, but it was an honor and a privilege to meet you in person. Thank you. Luppy starts us off. Normally, when you gift 5 memberships, you get a bonus. You get 6. But on the Sunday show for this running back raffle, you're getting 12. So, ladies and gentlemen, Luppy off to a big start. And he has gifted memberships too. Ocho Nueve, Harris Bornstein, Pissed Off Grandpa, Australian Jets fan, and our winner tonight of the Chad Pennington helmet, Josh Allen Avatar. Thank you, Luppy. Congrats. Good luck. You're the man. Next up, our boy Dre Day. Dre, you get 2 entries tonight, and your gifted membership went to David Hall Jr. I appreciate you, sir. You're a good man. And good luck to you. See, I sometimes I say some things and I try not to just go blunt and aggressive. But my twin has my back. The big fella with a super chat that gets him 2 entries says, take the grades and wipe your ass with them in not so many words. Yeah, I agree. They don't mean anything. It's like who won the offseason. This is part of the offseason. Doesn't mean anything. We've watched teams get roasted for their drafts, but you know what? They go on to have a guy in the 5th round who goes on to the Hall of Fame. All the draft is another way of people spouting their opinions of what they wanted a team to do. And if they matched what that individual wants, doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. The grade doesn't matter. What matters is the plan. We don't know that. Come here. Remember in January when I was being asked by everyone, who's the quarterback of me? Who's the quarterback? We don't know. Why would you move on for Aaron Rodgers if you don't know? Just because we don't know the plan doesn't mean that there isn't a plan. They don't have to tell us in January, this is what we're going to do. Got to be patient. In January, I said, franchise tags haven't happened yet. Trades haven't happened yet at the combine. That's what trades usually get negotiated for free agent before free agency, right? The free agency hasn't happened yet. The draft hasn't happened yet. Everyone wanted to know in January, what's going to be this? What's going to be that? I'm angry. I don't know. I don't like change. I'm furious. Fuck the Jets. Well, fast forward now, 3 months later, we know who the quarterback is. This guy told you who the quarterback was going to be. We know the offensive line. We know the weapons. Now, the weapons at wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Arian Smith, Alan Lazard, Malachi Corley. Is it considered a top 20 group of wide receivers? Maybe at the bottom end of it. But here's the most important part of it, in my opinion. They all complement one another. They all bring different skill sets to the table. That's where coaching comes in. You have your Swiss Army knife in Garrett Wilson, who can line up anywhere, do anything, run any route, be great with the ball in his hands. You have Alan Lazard, who's a bigger, physical blocking wide receiver. He can still make some nice plays here and there, but he's not consistent. You have Corley, who, let's rewind. Remember last year's draft? Remember everyone went nuts over Corley? We got the Yang. We got Debo Jr. This guy's a bowling ball. Remember all that? Did nothing. This year, fast forward 12 months, we're trashing Arian Smith. He's going to surprise a lot of people. Because whenever we hate someone, they go on to do well. Speaking of hating, thank you, Boomtown. Love you. We're ending the poll right now. Hassan Reddick has advanced to the next round. Hassan Reddick gets to cut down the nets in his region. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I got credit for helping produce Jake's show the other night. Boomtown. Oh, man. Twitter DM. Yeah, man. Here we go, folks. All right, hold on a second. All right, why is it not a link? Let me do this. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get Gunny in here. I'll be right back. You know what? We talked about this a lot this weekend. A lot of impressions were made, impersonations. Enjoy. It's the Lane Train being great.
This is his Bobby in his orange chair. See, this is him. I like to come around. Look at my wife. No, I mean, I'm Neil. I saw that game, and I was in my nuts. How could they not win? I'm upset right now, going bonkers with a cigar in my mouth. I was watching it, and the record's like 10-3 now. You know? Let me just go step out the window right now. I'm Charles. With the hat on.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Yeah, you could do. All right, hold on. Let's do Alan. Do you want to do a impersonation of me?
Good evening. Before I start this show, these are the advertisements. Custom best bourbon that you could get for just 99 cents for the you get 50% off anytime you go to like Buffalo Wild like wings for any Jets game or Giants game. We're gonna go take some callers now. Bobby, are you there? I don't think he's there. I think he's in a dark spot.
Would you be able to do an impersonation of Jake?
You know how it counts down to the beginning of the show and go, good evening. I'll have shows on for 2 days. I had one this morning with Jeff Parsons. And the merch store, anything that you could get from the merch store is you get for any, like, if you become a member. The first caller we go to is Bobby, midnight. Hi, Jake. Hi, Bobby. Oh, you look happy.
All right. Lot going on. Second poll is up right now. Which Jet do you hate the most? Thank you, everyone who's joining the show watching right now. There's 86 of you here. Hit the like button, and I'll tell you why. We have in the poll right now. Which Jet do you hate the most? I spelled it wrong. I'm rushing. Deal with the word hate. There's probably going to be a quick poll anyway. Cast your vote. Who goes to the Final Four, Bill Belichick or John Idzik? And now, I am joined by our good friend, Mr. Gunny Gumby. What's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up, Nick? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. First things first. I don't know which part of the Gumby residence's birthday it is, but happy birthday to that one.
I appreciate you.
Bless,
Just my son.
Much joy. Your son,
My baby. It's
All
my
right.
son, my one and only son. It's the little
The
one.
legacy. All right, it's the legacy's birthday.
Turns 10 today, bro. It's gone by pretty fast.
Tell him I said
10
happy
10
birthday.
years
God
old. I
bless
got you.
all the blessings, happiness, health in the world to him.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Real quick, because I know this has been sitting here. Let me get to this, and then we'll get to you. I know we got you for a short time. Leanie with her 10-month member super chat says, none of us have a crystal ball and have no idea what will happen. I can't be negative. Let's go, Jets. 100% Leanie. And thank you, as always, for your support on this channel. Leanie then gifted a membership, and it went to Dre, who previously gifted a membership. So, Leanie, thank you. Dre, thank you. Luppy, thank you. Leanie, you're in for 2 raffles, and good luck to you, sweetie. Now, Gunny, I know I got you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to throw it right at you. I've been saying about how everyone wants to put a grade on the draft. We don't know. Grades are usually, did they do what I want? Did they not want to do what I want? Right, but I will ask you, because I do respect your take. You happy? What's your thoughts?
I'm going to be patient. I started off very happy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's why you're my boy.
Very happy.
That's why we're boys.
Right, bro? I was ecstatic, you know what I'm saying, for the first few rounds, and then I started nodding my head a little bit over the last 4 picks, roughly. So, actually, no, 3 of the last 4 picks. I really like Malachi Moore as well. I think Malachi Moore was a good grab. But yeah, I think I just have more questions than anything, right? And again, I'm willing to be patient to see how it works out. Now, am I going to give a grade on it on my show? Probably give a grade on it on my show in terms of how it started and how I feel like the draft ended. Like you said, it's all premature. We might have a diamond in the rough. I'm pretty sure nobody knew they had a Hall of Famer in Tom Brady when Tom Brady came out. Nobody probably thought Brock Purdy was going to be a viable starter in the NFL, you know what I'm saying, when he got drafted last. And
James Harrison was drafted in the 7th round.
Exactly, right? So you got to look at it in terms of what the historical data tells you is that sometimes there's going to be individuals that surprise you, individuals that might have not been on our radar that come out and just are dogs when it comes to playing football. So with that said, I'm going to be reserved. I can tell you my immediate reaction was a little bit of disappointment as the draft progressed. Loved our first round pick, loved our second round pick. I'm not sure how Mason Taylor dropped the second round to us. I really thought he would have gone. Honestly, I liked him better than Loveland, but again, I digress. The fact that we got him in the second round, I think is great. It was Warren for me, then it was Taylor, and then I had Loveland, but we got him, so I love that. Now, the Azir Thomas pick, not mad at it. I wasn't expecting it, you know what I'm saying? We just gave all that money to
Stevens. I opened with that.
Yeah.
Nothing against the player.
No.
Confused by the position. Because
exactly.
It leads to more questions than answers.
100%.
Carter's under contract. He doesn't play slot. Stevens, you just signed.
Yep.
There's only one guy who doesn't have an extension right now in long term. So I'm not saying he's going to be better than Sauce, but I'm very curious on why you would use a 3rd round pick as your 4th corner.
Yeah.
It leads to more questions than answers, right? If you took a safety there in the 3rd, all right, Cisco's on a 1-year deal. Makes sense, right? We went and got we got one the next round. We need a burner, Arian Smith. It's logical. We need a guy who can open up the offense, get the defense deep, and open things up on the middle for everyone else. There's logic there. This is the most illogical pick, in my opinion, because it makes questions instead of giving you answers.
And it's a premium pick, right? I consider a premium pick anything 3 and up, 3, 2, 1 are premium picks.
Anything at nighttime. Anything drafted at nighttime is a premium pick.
If
the sun's out, roll the dice, baby. Get nuts.
It's
special teamers and developmental players.
Yeah, man. I'm going to let these guys do their job, right? They seem really excited about how the board played out for them. Again, this wasn't a draft where you were going to go ahead and find a lot of superstars. Let's be honest. This was a very a draft you were going to go ahead and find some contributing pieces. The Azir Thomas pick, man, with the third round, I just thought that was odd to say the least, right? Again, good player. Don't get it twisted. The boy can ball. Like he's a great player. Yeah, I think he was projected to be a 2nd round pick. So him being there in the 3rd, it was kind of shocking. But again, like it's not a position of need. I'm still very salty because we don't have a run stopper in this draft, and I was really hoping in a draft filled with defensive tackles, we were going to get a big-bodied guy to bring into the building that helps with the run. So what's the plan for that? Like, now I have questions about that aspect as well, and I think this is why when I'm looking at it.
Real quick, you said one of them. Brother. The 3 words that I have: utilization, purpose, plan. Those are the 3 things that I'm looking at this player, and I'm like, oh,
I just.
I don't know. I'm
listen,
pretty logical, right,
Smith,
Gunny?
No, 100%.
Like you asked me a question about the Jets. I like to think I break it down logically, right? I'm not going to be rah-rah. That's not me. That's not my way. That's not my style.
Nah, 100%. I think you're one of the realest Jets fans.
I can't logically explain this position in a premium spot. So it leads to more questions than answers.
Even the Arian Smith pick, man, and I understand the thought process of being able to stretch the field. I don't know how you draft a wide receiver that's fast but can't catch the football, who's also, you know what I'm saying, kind of a sloppy route runner. You still got to go ahead and clean that up. It's just so – and this is a 4th-round pick. This is a guy – we don't have a legitimate number 2 wide receiver, if we're being honest with ourselves. We're hoping Reynolds can go ahead and do something. We're still hoping Malachi Corley is that dude. Yeah. I still believe he's got some skills. But as of right now, the Jets need help in that wide receiver room. And with your 4th-round pick, when you got guys like freaking Jalen Royals was out there from Utah State, Alec Ayamana was out there too. You go with Arian Smith, a guy who I really thought maybe 6th, 7th round. The only thing he brings to the table is his speed. The drops are a problem, right? Like, you draft a wide receiver that can't catch. Come on, like, what are we doing? I don't know. Yeah. And again, I understand the logic of, like you said, stretch the field. You need that guy. He's a burner. But man, I just don't get it personally in terms of that guy is not going to be a contributor day one. This is going to be a guy who needs a lot of development, and you really don't know if he's ever going to be able to get that mind right in terms of being able to catch the football for a position where that's his only freaking job. So I don't know, man. That one for me is when I started looking at some of these things, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. I said yesterday on Jake's show, and I don't want to be viewed as a homer. I don't want to be viewed as green goggles. I don't want to be viewed as that. So I did give a criticism. And my criticism of Muji is I thought he could use more patience. And here's the perfect scenario. You trade up about 20 picks later to take Malachi Moore. Why not take Malachi Moore at 110? And then just wait for the receiver. No one had. I mean, he was projected late. Right?
Like 6th, 7th rounder. He would have been there. I think
the utilization of the picks may have not been great. You look at, and I get it. When you start trading, when you got 2 5s and 2 6s, it allows you to work it to get your board.
Right.
I don't get it, though. I don't. The day 3 boggled me. Yeah. And listen, again, if one of these guys goes on to be Sherwood, right? Say the linebacker we got from Miami. 100%. Say he's a special teamer, develops, replaces Quincy Williams, goes on to get a $15 million a year deal in 4 years. We're going to look at it and say, great pick. Yep. Great job developing, great job coaching. Kudos to the player for his work ethic and grinding. But today it's kind of like.
It's just, huh?
Yeah.
Again, you know what's crazy? If they somehow snuck a big body defensive tackle in this draft, like what's his name, man? The Steelers picked him up, bro. Black, Yawa Black
from Iowa, Black. Yeah,
bro. He was there. He was there until the 5th round. I was shocked that nobody had scooped him up. Big body dude, man. He can go ahead and stop the run. He can also help you in terms of getting after the quarterback. That to me made sense. That to me would have made sense. You sneak him in there in this draft, and maybe you bump your grade. You know what I'm saying? A letter grade up because you correct. That is a problem for us. It's been a problem for us for several years now. We can't stop the run. Every team in the AFC East articulates the run game. They prioritize the run game, so it's kind of a big deal in our own division. And I just don't get how we don't take advantage of a draft class that was pretty deep in terms of defensive tackles. I'm agitated. But again, I think, like you said, right, it's fresh. It just happened, and we're all still trying to understand the why. We don't know what game plan they have to incorporate and get these guys, you know what I'm saying, functioning as a unit. But today, on Sunday, April 27th, as a Jets fan, I'm confused a little bit as to what day 3 was about. I love day 1. I love day 2. I think they knocked it out of the park in those 2 days. But day 3, and even the I say day 2, it's they pick football players 100%. I'm still questioning the cornerback, the Azir Thomas freaking draft because the why. But again, at least I know he's a football player. Like that dude's a football player.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the secondary, can you really have too many football players in that position? Cool. But in terms of day 3, man, it's just other than Malachi Moore, who obviously we needed safety help. I think Malachi Moore's a dog. I really love that pick. Smith, man, Francisco and Barron. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Because again, who's stopping the run? Who is stopping the freaking run is what I want to know.
Yeah. And you can always add a big body late in the draft.
100%.
Undrafted free agent. Trade. You give up a 6 next year for a big body guy. I get it. But it would have been really nice to have my guy was Deion Walker. Ooh, I love them. And now I got to watch him go against us, right? And be like another Ted Washington up in Buffalo with that massive body that we just have trouble blocking. So not to say that it's a guarantee the Jets are going to take him with the next pick. However, Buffalo felt the need to get in front of us multiple times, right? So I think Muji can learn from it. I think Muji can improve with being a little more patient and being a little more laser focused on how to use his draft picks instead of being a little trigger happy, right? Like you don't have to jump just to jump, and
right.
I think that's the biggest criticism of this draft. You look at all the teams throughout the years who are good year after year. They're patient. They let the board fall to them. If anything, they trade back and get picks. They're not the teams jumping and giving away mid to late rounders and future picks. So, but it falls on Aaron Glennon's staff. They have bragged. They have boasted. They have talked about their ability to coach and develop. Win us over.
Congratulations, because you're going to have to show us.
If you could turn Arian Smith into a Robbie Anderson deep threat, okay.
That's a win.
If you can get him to catch, that's a win.
100%.
If you get these guys and you got the best special teams group in the NFL, win. If you turn Mason Taylor into a Sam Laporta, that's a win. If you make Membu a number 7 overall pick, who should be in the talks as one of the best right tackles in football mid-year too, that's a win. So there's a lot of opportunity out there. These players are coming into a team that does have some needed depth.
Yeah.
And you just keep working day after day, and you perfect your craft, and you get better. You make yourself better. You make your positional group better. You make the team better. And that's what it's all about. Like, not everybody is blue chip prospect, top 10, gotta have, can't miss. A lot of players have fallen throughout the years and made the most out of their careers, Hall of Fame careers, all of that. So
that's facts. I mean, they did sign that undrafted free agent kicker. I think he was like the second best kicker in college football this past season. I thought that was pretty cool. I was impressed with that addition via undrafted free agent. I'm still tracking the UDFA, seeing if there's a defensive tackle or two they want to bring into the building. I haven't seen any myself yet. Have you seen any defensive tackles that might? You know what I'm saying? No, right?
I have not. I have not. But they could be had, right? Training camp comes, somebody gets cut. There's always those players who the young guy comes in, they impresses at mini camp, and then a week or two there's a cut. An undrafted guy. Look at us last year with Taylor, Watts, McGregor, 3 undrafted guys earned roster spots. You can find a run stuffer in August when cut downs happen, or Labor Day week in September when the final cuts happen. You can go find yourself a run stuffer. So
So Kuka Lake Jet fan just said we did sign an undrafted free agent from West Virginia, defensive tackle, 310. I mean, that's a little lighter than I would like my defensive tackle to be.
Yeah,
but
size queen, front and center.
Yeah, I want
Size
a big 320 plus,
330
330 if we could. Big body, a big fatty, like Green Bean would say, a big fatty in the middle of the line. 310s on the light side, but I don't know, man. I just, again, like you said, right? If a couple years from now, we'll look back at this episode and be like, the hell are we talking about? We got freaking a couple of Pro Bowlers out of that particular draft. Arian Smith's a stud number 2 wide receiver. Like, it's possible. It's possible, but a lot of it's going to be banking on the fact that these guys are going to have to coach up some of these guys. You're going to have to show us that, like you keep telling us, your coaches, your NFL, your coaches first. Cool. We're going to have to see it now because you got some projects in here that you need to go ahead and find ways to fine tune and make them viable NFL players.
Yeah. And if Arian Smith goes out and has 25 catches this year, 4 touchdowns, averages 20 yards a catch, but consistently and constantly opens up the offense and allows everyone else to do things underneath, that's a valuable asset.
That's a win. 100%.
So,
and we're just sitting here we'll be sitting here talking about how this is why they get paid the big bucks, and we just get on and give our opinions on our shows. That's the difference if that happens. But if it doesn't happen, we're coming for them. Like, let's be honest, Jets fans aren't very patient right now. And again, it's because listen, my biggest fear is that like a guy like freaking Jalen Royals or maybe even like Alec from Stanford is going to come out and ball out, and they were there, and we were like, we're going to go with Arian Smith, who's supposed to be on the board till the 6th, 7th round, but we'll go grab him in the 4th, and you pass on some of these guys who I think are more polished and more pro ready. Jets fans, we're gonna probably be frustrated depending on how the season pans out. But I don't know, man. Like I said before, we're going to do the premature. I'm gonna call it the premature grading of the NFL draft because that's what it is. It's premature. But yeah, I feel like we started off strong, man, and then we just teetered off. We teetered off after that.
You're right. So. I do appreciate you taking time out of the day, knowing how important the day is to you and your family. Tell the missus thank you. As always, I always love when I get to hang out and talk ball with you and enjoy. What kind of cake you got coming out?
You got a cookie cake. Kid loves cookie cakes. So we got a cookie cake. I'll send you a video of the happy birthday.
Awesome. I appreciate you, buddy. Love you. We'll talk soon, all right?
Hey, everybody. Go Jets. Love y'all, man. Have a good night.
Be good, pal. Thanks for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, New York Jets situation report. Gunny, if you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel, please. I know we had some action while that was going on. First off, Jake Asman said, Nick, signed Sauce jersey shine. And why is he saying that? Well, I'll show you right now. Jake sent me, for helping him out with the draft, autographed Sauce Gardner jersey, which will be going up very shortly on the wall. I'm going to be building the wall behind me here, kind of like the Jets have built the wall. And what we're going to do, I have the American flag that Stack sent me. I got an email Thursday that the case that I bought for it got canceled by the buyer or the supplier on Amazon. So I do have to reorder that. I'm going to have that up there. We'll have the Sauce Gardner autograph jersey up there. And we'll start to build a little wall. Instead of giving away all the memorabilia, I'm going to start to acquire some myself. So, Jake, thank you. It will be the centerpiece of the wall. And I appreciate you. And it was an honor to help you out and help your day run so smoothly. It was a great event. And I know you mentioned possible Atlantic City next year. I got some ideas, Jake. We'll talk. We'll talk now. I love planning stuff. We will talk. The big fella with a super chat. One thing that's confirmed with this draft, Mel Kiper doesn't know shit. He needs to take his autographed Shador picture and retire. We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into the greatest fall of all time. We will. We'll get into that later on the show. But big fella, thank you for the super chat and your support as always. Jake then says, Gunny was born to be great, and we are all seeing it. Hell yeah. Sorry I did not get that up while he was here. A couple other things we had. We had Reese Quinlan. I hate New England, so Idzik, I hate more. Yeah, well, this is who you hate more. And looks like we're going to conclude this right now. 20 minutes on the dot. I am on time with this poll. Bill Belichick is in the Final Four. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Belichick moves on with a pretty large margin of victory here. Belichick advances. Now, we move on to the other side of the region. And we have one of the worst head coaches in the history of the New York Jets, Rich Kotite, against one of the most self-absorbed players in the history of the New York Jets. And that says something. Jamal Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, Shiners of all ages, heights, backgrounds, countries of origin, which Jet do you hate more? Our buddy Wildwave, who's been a member of the channel for 12 months, 1 year. Thank you, Wildwave, for your support as always. Muji needs to learn how to play the board better, and that will come with experience. They didn't have an assistant GM or director to lean on. Agreed. Very good point. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'll help you. For those of you that do know, you can fact check me. Whenever you bring in a new general manager, you usually don't turn the staff over. When coaches get hired in January or early February, they change the staffs right away. When the general manager gets hired, his first draft, he's utilizing the previous scouts and leaning on and relying on them. So the scouting and draft team usually gets replaced after the draft. That's why years ago, Mike McCagnon was fired after the draft in a rare move. But Joe Douglas wasn't hired until June, I believe. So you're seeing now what you'll see in the next coming days, I would guess, is the Jets making some moves in the scouting department, player personnel, head of NFL scouting, college scouting, and player development. All of these things might come crashing down in the next couple of days. It doesn't mean that there's any backlash from the draft. It doesn't mean that people are being fired for what happened with the draft pick. It's just the way that cycle works. Big fella with another super chat. Can you imagine being a running back and going against Tampa with Vita Vea and Desmond Watson on the D-line? That's a damn wall. Yeah, that's another big body that could have been had. And if you don't get trigger happy and jump, you have some of those picks. If you take your 6, trade back, you might get 2 7s. That's where you could take some of these guys. That's where you maybe could have drafted a better kicker. That's where you maybe could have added a run stuffer. But thank you, big fella, for your super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you right now a man amongst men at the draft party at Clinton Hall on Thursday. A man too big for a chair. He's calling from his bed. He's shaking. I'm not going to ask why. I hope it's just from laughter. Mr. Charles Gorman, how are you? How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How was your vacation?
Very good. It was a very good time. It was very relaxing. A lot of laughs were had, and it was definitely needed.
Yeah, I saw someone took a picture of the Eagles Stadium and called it a shithole.
Where?
In Philadelphia.
With us?
It was on the Discord. Someone posted it up there, and
none of us were near Philly Stadium. Oh, maybe Knob. Knob was. I took a nap for an hour. I'm sorry. When I got home and I unpacked and everything, I laid down for an hour. I haven't checked the Discord fully. All right, now, yeah, it clicked in my head that was probably you when you had to go to Philly. You're right.
But before I give you, listen to me, guys, listen to me. Before I give you my thoughts on the draft, what was your overall thoughts on the draft?
You didn't watch the beginning of the show, huh? You just wait for
No.
the link to get shared in Discord, and you're like, oh, there's a show going on. Let me go join.
I was doing my own thing, Nick. Okay, I was doing my own thing, listening to music. I knew you were going on. I was just.
What's the Charles Gorman playlist look like? What type of music do you listen to? I've never discussed music with you. We've had many discussions. I know the ladies that you like. I know the Instagram pages you follow. I don't know your musical set list. What's a Charles Gorman music playlist look like? Who are some of your go-to bands?
Nickelback, Daughtry, Metallica, Three Doors Down.
Okay.
Just to name a few.
All right.
I also listen to a little bit of Kelly Clarkson.
Okay. Best Kelly Clarkson song. Go.
Favorite Kelly Clarkson song?
No, the
Probably
best.
The best, in my opinion?
Dude.
Oh, God. There's so
it's
many
one.
ones.
Stop. It's Since You've Been Gone. Come on.
I also like Walk Away. That's a pretty good one, too.
Yeah, but Since You've Been Gone hits. Yeah, look at that. Sarah and I never agree. It's been like 8 months since Sarah and I have agreed on anything.
Since You've Been Gone is a great song. I'm not denying, but my favorite Kelly Clarkson song is probably Walk Away.
For those of you that in the chat that might not know how it goes, Big Fella asks, Charles, can you give us some Since You've Been Gone? Can you give us a lyric or two from the massive hit from Kelly Clarkson?
It's been a while since I listened to the song, so I'm probably gonna say I can't because it's been a while since I listened to it.
Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. I'm so moving on. Yeah, yeah. Thanks to you, now I get what I want. This is where you're supposed to sing along with me, Charles. I'm giving you the rhythm and beat of the song. It's not for me to sing.
Since you've been gone,
I can't breathe for the first time. So moving on. Yeah, yeah. Thanks to you. Yeah, this is where you get angry. This is what we should do. We should put a playlist of songs together for you to be rage, relationship vengeful over Isabel.
I also listened a little.
Don't you try to change the subject. Anyways. That was not my singing, Curly. That was me whispering and trying to get him to come down the path. I will not try to sing fully with this voice, although I can sing. My voice is still hoarse from trying to yell and scream over the draft party Thursday, and then having to share a residence with We the People for about 36 hours. My voice is a little hoarse. So I'll be back midweek. Anyways, can you give us a good? Anyways.
There you
go.
What other music I listen to? I mean, I listen to a little bit of retro music, like a little bit of Ray Charles.
I don't want to hear it. I want you to sing it. You sing the songs you like, and we play Guess That Song.
Hit the road, Jack.
That was the song for Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
I got a woman, dun, dun, way over time. Dun, dun. She's good to me. Dun, dun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a woman, dun, dun, way over time.
Woman might be questionable. You have to let me clarify and clear that from now on in the future.
Yeah, I got it. I know. So I pretty much did a somewhat little review on my channel about the draft.
Okay.
I know this may seem a little too high for some people, but I gave it a bit of an A- because I really like a lot of the draft picks. Sing some fucking Slayer. I don't know who Don Slayer is.
Okay. All right. Looks like you have homework tonight.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, you check out Slayer. I'm going to be on for a while. Why don't you check Slayer and come back in a little bit and tell us what you learned? Look at that. I talked to you for 10 minutes. You don't move. The big fella makes a request and you jump out of your bed. Do not play it while I'm on air with you. Please exit and then come back in a little while. All right?
If I'm able to. I may hit the sack soon, so it's good talking with you, buddy. Talk with you on Monday if you're on.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Goodbye, Charles. Thank you for allowing me to say goodbye to you before you hit the exit button. I don't know who Don Slayer is either, but Charles obviously has selective reading and misses some words in that sentence. Jake and Nick need to make karaoke night happen. Wow, look at you. All right. Aurora? Done. When we figure out when the draft party, or not the draft party, the game, the tailgate party will be, when I know that you're coming out here, we will absolutely make that happen for you. I give you my word. But a lot of things happened this weekend. Yes, the Jets had draft picks. Yes, Jeff Ulbricht's son is the one that pranked Shador. But I think the biggest thing to come out of this weekend was an upgrade. The upgrade is the webcam that I gave to Weed the People. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, I do apologize. I am bringing you probably the ugliest human being you've ever seen in HD quality for the first time right here. Hello, you ugly son of a bitch.
What's up, bro? This is so clear you can almost hear me snoring through it.
I think I could still hear you. I had earplugs in sleeping down the hallway, and I could hear you snoring at times.
Oh, man, what a good time. What's up, everybody? What's up, Nick? How you doing?
Move out of the way. So, yeah, now you got it. See, now the camera's so good, we can see you. You're going to have to get your lazy ass up and walk to the side from now on.
Now I got to work.
So, this is Knobcraft with Weed. It should be more with your height, like R2-D2 and Chewbacca.
That's my emotional support Wookiee.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well done. Shout out to Knob, who flew up from North Carolina for the draft this weekend to hang out. Shout out to Ted, who came up. Saw him in the chat earlier. I didn't get to acknowledge him, but I did see him. It was nice meeting him and everyone who I met for the first time and seeing all the old ones. Jay Quest, who can we get the old camera back? Yeah, I don't.
No.
Somehow, your old camera, you were very blurry. It looks as if the device has been filled and smoked out many, many times. It was very cloudy. I don't know how you look whiter and trashier.
I am shockingly Caucasian.
You are Elmer's glue white. You need to spend some more time on the beach.
I know, I'm shockingly Caucasian. Sorry.
But awesome. Real quick, you are so handsome that Dre Day said, you know what? I'm going to gift 5 memberships. And they went to Matthew Littlefuck Smith, Anthony DeRise, Swamp Ranger, Sharp Instincts, and Taylor Sterling. Dre Day, you are now in the lead. You are up to 14 chances in the running back raffle. We got the Freeman McNeil jersey coming in tomorrow. It'll be here. I have solidified a Curtis Martin mini helmet, and I'll be working on a third running back. I'll see what I can find tonight after the show. We will get the running back group together. But right now, for those of you watching, thank you. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. I saw that we were up close to 100 viewers before when I was talking to Gunny. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for helping this channel grow. Whatever role you play, whether it's in the chat, whether you hit the like button, you watch live, you watch after, you donate to the channel, you are all equally loved, except for Weed. Weed, I hate. He's a horrible, horrible human being, and I would never be seen publicly anywhere with him. And I'm so glad he has no evidence of us ever.
That's exactly what you
got. Dre Day, thank you. You are the man. I appreciate you. For those of you who in the Discord, for example, Matthew, Little Fuck Smith, please remember, I need you to be a recurring paying member to stay in the Discord. Or you reach out to me privately and we work something out. I don't want to see anyone have it taken away, but if you fail to even reach out to me and have a discussion with me, that's all. I get it. Life happens, but shoot me a message. I don't want to boot anyone. I don't want to have to bear spray them like this. Oh, God. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. How's your mom doing, by the way?
Oh, she's doing good, man.
Did she roll her eyes when you walked through the front door when you got home?
She did.
Rightfully so.
She's been rolling her eyes ever since I've been born, dude. She literally looks like this.
Oh, that's Aaron Rodgers. That's Aaron Glenn when he eliminated Aaron Rodgers. So let's get into the weekend. A lot of fun. Shout out to Clancy, who, for those of you familiar with New Jersey, Tom's River isn't too far. It's about 40 miles from Atlantic City, Ocean City, where we were. And Clancy went north about 45 minutes to pick up weed. He left his house, Clancy, on Friday night. It's like 2 a.m. And I'm getting ready to go to bed. Tom Ace, Jay Graves, Knob, all went to go lay down. I'm sitting there, and I call this guy, and I'm like, "Are you really coming?" He's like, "Yeah, Clancy's leaving a bit. You know Clancy." We was just talking Clancy. He's like, "Don't tell him, though, that I'm talking shit because he might come pick me up, and I can't. After he picks me up, then we could tell him how much shit we talk." So now Clancy will tell you. But Clancy drove about 45 minutes north out of his way to then come back, like an hour and a half driving out of his way. I think my phone rang at 5:07 in the morning when they finally get there. And they come in, and weed's like the Energizer Bunny. You figure a guy who smokes as much as this guy does would be calm. You figure he would be chill, like just sitting there like, oh, man, awesome. South Park's on. No. This motherfucker is acting out South Park live and doing the motions and doing the lines and just being an absolute animal. I had to come out. I sleep with silicone earplugs in. I'm a very light sleeper. I come down the hallway, and I don't want to yell at them. They just came here. I get it. I look at that weed. I'm like, dude, it's a condo. It's a wooden floor. You just shut the fuck up and like whisper maybe, or go to sleep, and then we can all get on the same sleep schedule. And just thank you. And I just turn around, and I look like a bear coming out. You probably saw me and went, oh shit.
I saw the boxers you were wearing. They were pretty fun.
Oh, I had boxers. I had on my my Jets pajama pants, baby.
I want to respond to these salacious allegations. Clancy was also being loud. It wasn't just me, all right? Clancy knocked on every door on the street until he found the fucking house.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other part that sucks about coming to someone's storehouse at 5 o'clock in the morning is they're not there to be like, hey, I'm here. Oh, hey, this is us over here. Come on in. So Clancy, I hope that it's still off season for the Shore homes. I hope that there's no break-ins because Clancy's fingerprints are on like 7 different doors down there.
I was like, bro, you can't pick the lock. You're supposed to be Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11. What's going on?
He's trying all the codes for the houses.
It was just fun. It was just me and Clancy tiptoeing around, just giggling the entire time.
Yeah, this microphone don't work too good because it's a cheap one. The camera works great, but I would definitely switch to a different microphone.
Oh, I forgot to switch it on StreamYard. Actually, give me one sec.
Yeah, it was rough hearing you today in the Discord, but when you go into StreamYard, if you have another microphone source, either the laptop itself, you can choose which audio source you want to use, and go from there. But this one is not a good microphone. It's a great camera though.
It is a good camera for sure.
Oh yeah, but Weed, you're the man. It was a pleasure hanging out with you.
Good time.
I'm gonna. You're welcome to come back in a little bit. I'm gonna go through. Oh wow, I'm on fire! 2 in a row, baby. First time I looked in 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Rich Kotite goes on to the Final Four. He defeats Jamal Adams. Very good. Shout out to historical, knowledgeable Jets fans to know how bad Rich Kotite was. Rich Kotite, you were in the Final Four. I think this will be that was a close one. It's like 55-45. But now we have the last piece to the Final Four puzzle. And it comes down to Coke Eyes, Adam Gase, or Shared Stadium. Jets fans, I ask you, who do you hate more? You got to give your lungs a break, man.
No.
All right.
Oh, yeah. The one thing Nate said that was funny was he woke up and he saw me watch the South Park on mute. And he's like, "Are you watching this on mute?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, I've seen every episode so many times I can watch it in my sleep."
I will be sharing some of the photos shortly and going over today or the weekend. And for those of you that were there, if there's any photos you do want put up on air, throw them in the game day picks section of the Discord, and we'll get them up there.
Oh. Can we get the donut video up?
That's what I'm asking people to do. So throw that in. If somebody has that on their phone, it can help me out and just throw that in there. I don't want to put the lobby up for those to see, but that's why the game day picks is nice. I could share everything from there without our super secret society conversations being revealed.
That's tough. Adam Gase or a Shared Stadium. I don't know what quite think.
I know. Well, I don't say the G word, but when we had to say that our home games were there, or when you saw on the screen where we were playing and it said Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was embarrassing.
We're going to do Adam Gase just because of that interview he did when we first hired him. And he was going like,
so you can hang out for a minute. Just don't talk over everyone, all right? I know how you get. You're like,
I'm actually, I woke up from a nap to watch this. So I'm actually going to go make something to eat real quick. So I'll be back.
Perfect.
Like Douglas MacArthur, I shall return.
Oh, yay. You're like herpes. No one celebrates your return. Goodbye.
Okay, that was a good one. Fuck you, Nick.
If you're in the back, your camera's off. Just show me. All right, it's you. So for those of you that follow the show and you follow the rivalries that may take place on air, in the chat, sometimes on air, you might think that me and this next person despise one another. You might think that there's a true, pure hatred, and sometimes we both think it. However, I will shout this guy out because yesterday he took his bike, went out to pick up a car to borrow to drive down. He met us in Atlantic City, spent the night with us, and ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in our very own paperboy here on his bike going 1,000 miles an hour, Nate.
Only way I know how. Dude,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I got out of here and my bike was fucked up. It was a scary. The last hour and a half was very scary. But I've mostly fixed it, I think, and I got movie reservations for 10:30, so we're trying to fly back in time.
What movie you seeing?
Sinners. My girlfriend wants to see it, but this was I bought the tickets before I knew that the bike was broken when I was pulling it out the car. So now it's fucking on my hands and knees, all groovy in Brooklyn, trying to get this wheel straightened out.
Nice. Well, I know you're unable to see right now, but I will give you audio. Ladies and gentlemen, a look behind the scenes of our weekend. We start off with the drawing on the beach of Shiners Weekend 2025. We'll get into some of the other pictures here. I guess when I was looking in my car for something that fell, Knob took a picture of my backside. I will say, I know I am still a larger man, but I look pretty goddamn thin there. And for all you ladies and a couple of you guys in the chat, you're welcome. Here's a picture of Mr. Scobie posing with Nate's bike. I know that computer and imagery can be a little tricky at times, but he is not hovering in midair. He is actually squatting, but it does look like he is some out of space troll. And he is that in real life. And for somebody who does not ever show his face, we do have in the distance here Tom Ace relieving himself in the parking deck at Caesar's Palace. Nate, that was before you got there. Here is somebody with my head on their chest. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an awesome picture. And I'm gonna
Hold on a second.
It's the group picture we took this morning in front of the house before we all left. But for those of you that were there, I already have my creative wheels spinning. Little pun with Nate here on the bike right now. The Nate, Graves, Scobie, just we the people, Knob, Tom, Clancy. Yeah. Awesome. Love you guys. I got something cooking. I got something cooking in my head. We have us at Caesar's Palace last night. This is when Nate first got there. We're on the boardwalk. What a surprise. Weed has a cigarette in his hand. I don't think he had one out of his hand the entire time he was there.
Sorry, I forgot my bike lock in my boy's car, so he's coming to meet me right now.
All right. Very important. The bike lock.
Yeah.
This is on the beach before Nate was there and when I was on Jake's show yesterday. This is Clancy when he first got there, or when I woke up, we went outside. That was the, I didn't move from that seat very much on the patio. Smoked a lot of cigars the last couple days. Here we are in the house. Nice little setup. Weed was kind of stuck to Knob like glue. Every picture. I even had to sit next to Weed on the couch. One of the worst experiences of my life. And I've lost out. Great
Yo,
time.
pop the truck!
Yeah, yeah. Yelling on the streets of New York. What up? Yeah, well, I shaved the head in
Got it.
February.
Thank you. I got it. Thank you. Good luck, Luke.
God, such an amateur. Here we are with the cigars. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our boy Knob put a spread together night one. We got there late on Friday. Knob and I, we got there Friday morning after leaving Jake's party. We took the train home, dropped off Charles, dropped off Weed and Jay Graves at the train station. And then we headed down. We stopped in AC. We didn't get to the house till after 5. We wake up, we go food shopping, and just absolutely awesome. We got steaks in the back, olives. We got everything. Look at this spread. Look at this spread. Absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend vacationing with Knob. And ladies and gentlemen, the best picture of the whole weekend. Knob and I laying on the beach. Knob and I laying on the beach. Nate, I muted you for a second. This picture is for all the ladies on Instagram who think that they're cute when they're on the beach. And they try to make their pictures one of a kind and unique. And I will tell you right now, this is exactly how you look. If you're laughing at this picture, just know that everyone is laughing at yours. Aurora, that's why I love you, and I will put together the greatest karaoke party ever the next time you step foot into New Jersey. We're sitting there. This is before Tom got there. Myself, Jay Graves, and Knob go to the beach. And I look at them, I'm like, can we have fun? Knob thought I meant something else. He said yes immediately without even hearing the idea. Jay Graves was actually very smart. She was hesitant. Nate, you're echoing. I just unmuted you. Can you come back in after you get off the bridge? I look at them and I say, let's have fun. I go, Graves, you take a picture of me and him? I go, dude, let's do what these girls on Instagram do. Let's lay on our stomachs, prop our heads up, kick our feet up behind us. And I get down, I level out the ground. We put the heart in the sand in front of us. And Knob says next year we should do a gender reveal. Yes. Instead of revealing the Jets draft picks, we will be revealing. Well, no, we can't do a gender reveal because nowadays we have to wait until the child is 7 before the child decides who and what they want to be. It's the way the world works nowadays. Shout out to Jay Graves, who is fucking tiny. Tiny little lady, but larger than life. She was awesome. A couple other pics from the weekend at the draft party. That's me with the champ, Mr. Bonesy. Congrats to Bonesy. I heard that Bonesy's speech may still be going on now. That's my buddy Mark Reese in the back. This is us in front of the garden. Charles carrying the Mr. Bonesy's football. We told Charles I'd give someone $50 if they could get the ball away from him. He did not let that ball go. Still brought it back at the end of the night. Here's some other pictures with Blitz, Snowball, Peter, Clancy. Little shot from Los Angeles with Craig, Addison, Rick Kent, Luke. I always forget his name. That's Luke, right? They went to the game in Anaheim, all decked out in the jet gear on Thursday night. Hi, Nate. You're back.
Yeah, my headphones died, so I was echoing because then you were suddenly on the giant fucking speaker on my bike, echoing to yourself.
No worries, man. So shout out to everyone who made the week so memorable. Nate just got passed by a dude pedaling.
Yo,
what is
bro.
going on? Look at this, Nate. We
Hey,
think that you're
you
great.
didn't hear me, bro. He was about to hold my hand. Hold up.
Pass him right now. Pass
I
him
was
right
like,
now,
bro,
or I'm
can
booting
you go? All right, bro. Stay left, bro.
Pass him, bro. Let's go. Let's go, Nate. Hell yeah,
What
Nate.
you
Be
talking
great,
about?
bro.
Yo, hold
Hell
up.
yeah.
Yo, watch this jump, bro. There's a fire jump at the end of this shit. We're about to get like 6 inches of air. As long as the fucking coast is clear, bro. Get to the right. Trying to hit this jump.
This is so wild to me. That was it?
Fun. Yeah, that was it.
Woo-hoo.
You had to be there for it.
Obviously.
I told you it was fucking 6 inches. It wasn't like we're BMXing out here in the city.
I would bring on Weed the People, but he has no idea what anything 6 inches looks like.
As long as he's not fucking snoring or sleeping.
Yeah. So, Nate, shout out to you, man. That was awesome that you took that effort and time to come all the way down yesterday. I know you and I have done some mocks together throughout the season, and we've had you on several times to discuss the draft. Give me your thoughts. Where are you at?
Hold on a sec. Let me turn off the fucking directions that are in my ear. So I didn't, out of mocks I did, the only pick I got right in all of the mocks was Armand Membu like 4 times. So mock drafting thing didn't really work out in my favor this year. They didn't take my guys, but that's all right. That's all right. They took their guys, and that's what's important. So I was saying that on another show earlier. Can you hear me?
I can. Go ahead.
Like I came away like they didn't get, again, the guys I wanted. Like, who the fuck am I, bro? I'm smoking a on the bike, going home to watch a movie. So, like, they got guys that are going to fit their scheme, and like they traded up for almost like the safety, who I think a lot of us are high on. I think most people are high on the first 3 picks. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I think Mason Taylor's are like short-handed Justin Keller, but like a 2025 version that's a lot speedier. So he doesn't like. Yo, that wasn't me, Nick. That was he. That was. Oh, buddy. Why did you do that? Why would you do that? He looking at me crazy. Yo, this is nuts. Yo, did anyone see that?
Now you're in New York. Concrete jungle where bikers are crazy. I know. I saw him in the white car.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
That was wild.
Mason Taylor, like I was saying, the PFF corners and the PFF kings of the world won't love him because he's not the crazy, like, twitchy athlete. And I guess it's like the tested catch. And he was, I think, 29th percentile versus man amongst all tight ends. And so it's like there's a lot of things that stand out where, like I said, the PFF guys of the world be like, oh, you know, could have had, you know, playing against, you know, guys at Kent State, gonna have great PFF numbers, of course. But like, this dude caught everything, and the biggest number that stood out to me with Mason Taylor. And again, like I don't know if you watch his highlights. It looks like a football. Again, I can't describe it. It's like the whole Dustin Keller thing. Like, Dustin Keller was a solid tight end for us, but can you tell me what he was good at, Nick? Like, what did he excel at?
He excelled up the sideline in Cincinnati in a playoff game.
That was lit. And then in New England too. Was that him? No, he had the block for Kotri in New England. he had the blocking for Cotchery when they cut it to like 3 or 4 at the divisional game.
He had the catch that went up the sideline in Cincinnati, and then he got open on a crossing route in the back of the end zone in San Diego from Sanchez.
Well, it was like a comeback. Like he went across, and then Sanchez like signaled him back to the middle, and like he threw it as he was falling out of bounds. I remember that shit. That was great.
Yeah,
but you know what? For that game.
Yes. I'll tell you this though. When you ask what did he do great, when you have a cast of weapons that complement one another, you don't necessarily need everyone to be great. You just need them to do their job.
You're right. Hold on. Let me follow up. Because my point was, what does he do for like PFF wise? Like if a scout's looking at him coming out of college, like what are his traits? Like his football traits that are great. Because I understand on the football field he was good, but like those traits, it's not like he wasn't the 4-5 tight end. He wasn't crazy twitchy. He's not Gronkowski in contested catches.
Yeah,
he was just really solid, and then he happened to be a good football player on top of that.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
what
you're
makes
getting
Taylor
a guy he's long, right? He's 6'5", he's got pretty long arms. He can go over the middle. He's athletic enough to beat the linebackers on the crossing route, get outside, turn it upfield. That might be all you need, because if you have another cast of characters, like you have Smith who can get deep, to open that up, to allow him to do his job. Sometimes you don't need great players at every position. Look at the New England Patriots run, but they knew how to utilize everyone. They knew how to get guys in the position with the ball to create, to advance, to get yak. And maybe that's just good enough. You don't need all pros at every position to win. We've seen many teams like the Miami Dolphins with all pros who don't win. We've seen teams like the New England Patriots have a dynasty without elite weapons everywhere. So sometimes just being very good at what you do and adding to the mix or adding to the recipe, right, creates a great dish. Everyone brings their own thing to the table.
Yeah, I mean, as I was saying with Taylor, he seems to be just like tremendous for someone who's at a ton of open spots. One stat that stood out to me after we drafted him, I'm looking into him. 68% of this guy's catches, right? 68% of the time he caught the ball, he moved the chains for a first down. That's a football player. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows where the chains are. He knows where the open spots are in the zone. If it's he might have to catch the twist. 68% of your catches are going for first downs, and I think he had the lowest drop percentage in the country amongst tight ends, and that goes amongst all 3 years. And then the other thing that stood out, and this was the one thing that stood out with Puka Nacua when he was drafted, was that gauntlet drill, right? Like receivers, everybody loves to talk about the 40 and blah blah blah, but that gauntlet. Are kind of trying to keep that straight line while the quarterbacks are firing to them every 5 yards or so. Look at his gauntlet. It's probably the best gauntlet you've seen since Puka Nacua. It's a fucking straight line, right down the middle. Handsy catching everything. Strong with it. Was like, all right, this looks like the tight end version of Puka. So I'm all over the first 3 days of picks. And like I said, day 3, they got the guys who they wanted, and that's what you should be doing. There's 6, 7 round picks. So odds of them working out are not very high anyway.
All right. Question for you.
Yes.
Read the People has asked, can you sing the Ricky New York song?
What's Ricky New York? Oh, Florida State?
Yeah.
Florida State. I'm doing the Florida State. Jordan Travis. No one from Florida. Spoken the face. On a rate. At any rate. I came in to smoke in the face. And what's the Gator final line? He's got a good final line. I forgot. I hope that was good enough for you, Weed. Dude, my fucking so many things got fucked up on my bike, bro. Like my display, my handlebars are all crooked. Everything's fucked up, bro. Lucky if I make it.
For the life of me, I would not figure out how somebody who drives or rides the way you ride and the way the streets of New York are, I could never really put an educated guess together on why this bike might take some wear and tear.
No, I honestly think it was because it was I laid it down horizontally in the car. and then the metal, like that, my fender on my front tire was bent, so it was rubbing on my tire, and then on like a lot of things on my up on my handlebar, just being on its side. My baby likes to sleep on its 2 feet.
Gotcha. Knob says, at any rate, I'm going to guard the gate.
Is this a GPM reference? Am I missing something?
Oh, he said, I'm going to guard the gate. That's one of the other lines in the song.
No, it's not.
I don't know. That's what he said.
No, I got the lyrics.
All right, real quick. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, Shared Stadium has made the Final Four.
Holy shit.
Adam Gase. So we move on right now.
Do we have to?
Our semifinal. Give me your thoughts. I'm perplexed by the kid from Florida State, right? Beautiful segue here. Thank you, Weed the People.
Oh, I'm fucking nuts. Okay.
Yeah, I heard the bike rattle when that hit. That did not sound like it was very good at all.
Yeah, I was fucking. I'm doing no hands. I'm doing some with my hands. All right, go ahead, Florida State.
Explain to me what you think of this third-round pick. We have a very good cornerback room. We have Sauce. We have Michael Carter, who's under contract. This guy's not a nickel. We just signed Stevens, 3 years, $36 million. Why? Why take a fourth corner? It makes me ask the question, are they going to move Sauce? That's the first question that comes to my mind with this.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion so quickly. It is a third-round pick.
Oh, I'm not jumping. I'm just asking the question. Let me just clarify. That's the only conclusion.
I hear what you're saying.
Like, the only thought I could get. Like, are you bringing him in?
Well, my thought is, looking at the timeline of the offer, was that when did we sign our newest CB2?
When did we sign our newest CB2?
Was it before or after the combine? Brandon Stevens, when we signed him.
After. The combine's in February. Free agency's in March.
With the 40 times and stuff, all that shit. When is that? What date is that?
The combine's in February. It's the last week of February. And then mid-March, the 14th or the 12th, was the start of free agency.
Well, listen, I don't know when AZ Thomas started to lose ground as quickly as he did in terms of like draft value, but I think he was a first team All ACC, and he was pretty much unanimously the best cover corner in that league, if not the best man cover corner in the country. But then he
let me answer the question, Nate, real quick.
Go ahead.
I have no qualms about the quality of the player. My question is, why the Jets taking this player when you have your cornerback room and your starters pretty much set?
No. What I'm saying is,
pick, you're looking for a guy to be a starter or develop into one. You have one corner locked in for a 3-year deal. You have your nickel back set in for 2 more years, and you have Sauce, who does not have a long-term extension. So the only logic with taking this guy this early, you're not taking a fourth. You're not taking your dime cornerback in the 3rd round. Not many teams do that.
Right, but
you take a guy that you want to play.
100%. And then I think they do want to play him. But what I'm saying is, when they signed Stevens, I don't think in their mind they thought it was possible. Hold on, we're going to cut through the MetLife building. I don't think they thought it was possible to get AZ Thomas. Like, they weren't going to draft a corner in the 1st round. They weren't going to draft a corner in the 2nd round. They had other needs. People thought they were going to go tackle and tight end, which they did. Those are two names that were rumored for a couple months and weeks leading up to the draft. So I don't you can't plan going into the draft. Oh, well, we'll get this guy in the 3rd, so we don't need to sign Brandon Stevens. They might have thought all of the starting caliber corners would be gone by the 3rd round. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have the luxury of getting a corner in the first 2 rounds. So maybe, again, they just saw the talent on the board and was like, this is a guy we thought we would have got in the late 1st. We would have had, a right tackle and pass catchers and everything in place. This is a guy that maybe Muji and or Glenn love, probably Glenn more likely. And they wanted him in the 1st and 2nd. But guess what? When he's there at pick 73, you don't question, oh, well, we have too many corners to pass on. Like if we took Tyler Warren in the first, right?
Yeah.
And then we took whatever, Jonah Savalalonela, the other tackle in the second. And then for some reason Armand Membu was there in the third. And they're like, you know what? We didn't see Membu being there, and we didn't like Membu over Samavanella that we got in the second where the value was. But you know what? Now that Membu's here in the third, we're gonna take him in the third, and we'll figure it out later. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking what they have graded as first round talent rather than a swing on a wide receiver that they think is a fringe WR3. You know what I'm saying? First round pick, and he has that type of talent. He could be a corner opposite Sauce for the first 4 years and maybe a second contract. That's a hell of a pick, and everyone else on their board were fringe starters. It doesn't matter the position, whether it was a need or not. And I've been kind of saying that for a while. Like, you just always go with what fits your team and the player that you think is best and what fits your team best. And you kind of just consistently go that route, as long as it's not, like 6 wide receivers in a row.
All right. That's good logic. I like the logic. I think that you could be creative with this now, right? A lot of people asked about Stevens, are they moving him to safety? If you're going to get creative on defense and not be vanilla, then I think it's a really good opportunity where you can add another player in. You can move Stevens around. You can move guys around on the chessboard and show some. You can show some packages. You can show some things that the quarterbacks haven't seen before, right? You can go big with Stevens, Cisco, and in the back end. You can change guys around and have them play different roles. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but I mean, you're taking a guy at that round. You're going to want to get him on the field a little bit, right? You got to have a plan for him, is what I'm saying. You're just not going to pick him and then say later on, we'll figure it out, right?
But the difference, I the scheme versatility that Aaron Glenn and what's his name, our D coordinator, Wilkes. I think the defensive versatility, the different looks they bring is kind of scrimmage. With 5 or 6 defensive backs that. We all remember the Rex Ryan era where it was like, okay, which 6 guys are coming at me and which 5 of these guys are going to drop back. And then I have to figure out within, 2.5 seconds who's where, So I think a lot of that. So it's almost like, I'll compare this to basketball, like that positionless sport they call it now. It's a guard, forward, and whatnot. You're like on the ball or off the ball. So I kind of think of it like this, and maybe I could be completely wrong, but when they're out there and they're in a third down and they're going to be sending 5 or 6 and they're going to be playing man coverage, which we're going to do, 70% of the time on third down, I want to have my best man cover guys. I don't care if one guy's a strong safety and one guy's a cornerback and one guy, you know what I'm saying? And especially if Stevens is so good at the line of scrimmage, he's such a good tackler. Those are his strengths as a corner, was that how good he is at the line of scrimmage and how good he is in the run game. So I would feel very comfortable in my nickel or dime packages, which we're going to be out there a lot, especially, like I said, with the scheme versatility we're going to have, of having the best man corner guys out there. It's like when you're down 12, just put all the best 3-point shooters out there, and I'm down with whoever's getting the open look, because we saw that with Josh McDaniels would do that to us in New England. Like, if we could always try to have Revis on Welker or try to have Revis on Moss, but they could always put in enough motions or a rub, some type of rub play or something to try to expose a weakness. We all remember Kyle Wilson being thrown at over and over and over. Like, if we could replace Kyle Wilson with Brandon Stevens, and Brandon Stevens a good corner attack, that'd be great.
I swear to God, people who drive in New York City might hate you more than I do. Real quick, I got a couple of things to get to. Peter with his 9-month member super chat. Thank you, Peter. Great seeing you, Nick, and everyone at Clinton Hall. Overall draft grade B-. Would have liked the DT earlier. Didn't want Smith at round 4. Only criticisms. Would have liked the DT at all. DNY for life says, great job, Nate. Love that. D. Member for 4 months. Thank you, D. Our buddy Matthew Smith gifted a membership that went to the name that Jake will not say on his show, but Nate, you can say it here. Who did that membership go to?
Dude, I'm fucking riding a bike. What are you talking about?
The Pussy Assassin.
You want me to look at this screen? Hold on.
No, it's the Pussy Assassin. I thought everyone knew that was the name.
I'm trying to fucking run red, and I got a movie to get to in 29 minutes. You want me to read the Pussy Assassin?
Can you just say it?
The Pussy Assassin. Was that DKNY? Is that the guy with the YouTube channel?
It's DNY for life. Who
no,
also has
that's
a
not
super
that.
chat, says, I want to call in. Where's the link? On Sunday nights, it's in the Discord to start. If you're here in a little while, after we're done with Discord call-ins, then we post it in the public chat. So thank you for the super chat, and just sit tight, and we'll get to that in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, Bill Belichick is running away with the poll, 71% to 29% for Hassan Reddick. I think it's safe to say that we can end this one. Let's get a few more votes. Let's get over 50. And then we'll end this one quickly and move on. But DNY. Is this Dan? Is that Dan from Afterburners? Is that who you're thinking it is?
Thinking of DKB Jets or something like that. Like,
it's D space NY, the number 4 life.
Okay.
Rick says it's Devin.
Oh, yeah. Who calls him like what BG show and stuff, right?
I think so. I don't think he's ever called in here, so I'm not sure.
I think, yeah, he calls in a Jake too.
All right. Well, you enjoy your movie. Good job as a boyfriend when you get back home after a weekend out with the boys, doing the boyfriend thing. Proud of you. Smart move on your part.
Make a move. Got to do it before we go to 9 more Mets games this week.
How did they do today? I didn't see it.
Oh, my headphones just died. Can you hear me?
No. How did the Mets do today?
That shit real nice. But honestly, the best part of the day was then listening to Gary bitch in Discord. That was fun as a spectator.
Yeah. He'll post every day when the Mets win, but when the Mets lose, World War III has to break out. Can't just say, they lost today.
It got lit in there. Yeah, I didn't see the highlights, but I heard I was in Discord when it was happening. Fancy said Pete pretty much literally threw the game away.
Nice. Rick Kent says, be careful in DC, Nate.
Yeah, I'm passing the Capitol as we speak, Rick. Look at these dogs. Oh, I support.
Very nice. Awesome. Nate, thank you for calling in. Thank you to your contributions to the channel all throughout draft season. And
yeah, what did I win?
What did you win? You won 2 tickets to the movies. Enjoy.
Hell yeah, thank you. Gonna go see.
All right, pal. Be good. Get there safely, please.
Peace out. Talk to y'all later.
Oh, one last thing. We're standing on the boardwalk in Atlantic City last night. We went to Johnny Rockets. We ate. Nate gets there after we're done eating. And Nate went up to the window at Johnny Rockets to order his food. And there's 6 of us, right? Because Nate was 7. Standing there talking. And this little teenage version of Nate is flying up at me full speed on the boardwalk. And at the last second, I don't see him coming. I just feel it. Rips the bike to turn real close to me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over at Nate, who's over in line, and Nate's face lit up ear to ear. He's like, hell yeah. Nate was so
Nick, he was practicing. Those giant bike gangs in New York, they go like right behind cop cars like this, and they'll pop a wheelie. They'll do it the last second. They'll pretty much, like for their GoPros and YouTube and TikTok, they'll get as close as possible on a wheelie, and then right when they're approaching like a stationary car or even a car like coming at them, they'll fucking swerve it at the last second. They do that shit over and over. So he was practicing for a car on your bum ass. Hell yeah.
Great. I thought I lost weight, and here I got some little punk ass kid in Atlantic City thinking I'm the size of a car. Thanks, Nate. Way to end the conversation on a compliment. I never saw him coming. If I would have saw him coming, I would have clotheslined him off the bike and then just dropped.
You wanted to elbow the next biker, bro. Like, someone came by 10 minutes later. You wanted to take him.
I did.
You know,
I was looking for any other kid.
It wasn't him.
The kid would have caught a random strike. Like, I felt like on the wheels they have like the little rubber things that stick out on the side, like you could peel off, like when you were a kid. I felt that touch my calf. That's how close this little bastard got to me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I knew exactly what he's doing. Good job. I'm proud of him.
Your face was you were glowing.
Yeah, standing ovation. Absolutely. Nick, I think we also went through like 14 neighborhoods through Brooklyn, and now I'm almost home. Like all of Manhattan we did today too. So if anyone wants a bike tour of New York, TikTok. All right, catch you later. Go see if I can make this movie.
Thanks again. See you soon.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Nate. So, real quick, to Jay Graves, Knobcraft, Tom Ace, Clancy, Read the People, Nate, thank you. I know I said it in person, and I'll say it again for all to hear. It was about 2 months ago. I had a crazy idea that we do a get-together for the draft. Now, we knew we were going to get together for Jake's party. I'm like, what if we just do like a getaway? What if we do like a Shiner draft weekend where we rent, like it was kicked around, something up in the Poconos, maybe on a lake, and it ended up being Atlantic City. I was like, what if we just get together? We just hang out and watch and talk football all weekend. For those of you who watch the show or maybe in there, or if you've heard about it, we always talk about the DP. The Discord, there's a video audio chat part of the group. And we're always in there, and a lot of us are all talking. And what this weekend was the DP coming to life. And it was great to just be with your friends that you talk to all the time. We've met each other. We've seen each other at different places. Usually it's a tailgate or an event. And then like the event's a couple hours and you go home. It was really fucking awesome to just hang out with everyone, have no stress in the world, aside for if weed was going to wreck something in the house. And thank you to you guys. You guys took this silly idea that I had 2 months ago and made it a reality. You bought into it. You made the weekend great. You made the weekend memorable. And from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. That was the most memorable draft I've ever been witnessed in my life. And it was all because of you guys. So shout out to all of you. And for any of you who missed out and are like, oh, shucks, I wish I was there. Well, I will make a special announcement right now. We are already looking into doing something next year's draft. We are already talking about a large, gigantic, massive cabin up in the Poconos, maybe on a lake. Whole bunch of stuff to do up there. There's casinos near there. There's shooting ranges. There's everything you want to do up there. So start to put your efforts in to make it happen. What we'll do next year, same thing. We'll do Jake's draft party on Thursday. Maybe we get Jake to come and just do it from there, from the whole weekend. I know it's a lot. He might want to be more isolated to do it on Friday and Saturday when it's longer shows. But we'll see. Who knows? We throw ideas out. Here's what we do. It's the old Howard Stern thing. They would bring in a lady of internet fame and DVD fame, maybe in a certain career, and they would put mayonnaise on our backside. And they throw bologna and try to get it to stick. So that's what we do. Wait a minute. Hold the fuck. There's no black people where? At the house? Because you were invited. Don't try that. Don't you dare try that, Jay. You were missed because you were supposed to come, but being a dad comes first. So many jokes to make, but they're DP jokes. You son of a bitch. Just know that I'm gonna take notes. I never take notes. I usually rip right off the cuff. Oh, you meant in Australia? Yes. All right. But yeah, you get there, Dre. You get there. Here's a couple ideas already starting. Either house up in the Poconos or this town in Ocean City. Here's the cool thing about April. It's off season. It's empty. It was quiet. We can find one of these massive houses down there that have like 3 floors to rent. And if we get like 15 people, every floor has their own kitchen and bathrooms and beds. And it's like 3 rentals, but all under one roof. So I know, boom. I'm not trying to steal. I'm not stepping on toes. You know how sensitive I am and respectful I am towards toes. I got nothing but love for the toe game. Not like Rex Ryan, though. Respectfully, Rick Kent, go screw yourself. You're coming. You and Addison together, cross-country flight. All right, Rick, maybe you don't have to come. All right, maybe you don't have to come. That's fine. It's a long flight. I get it. Maybe it's not worth the trip. Oh, if you're startled by trees, you're gonna definitely be annoyed with Weed, Clancy, and Nate there. It's trees everywhere. DNY for life. This is my 3rd super chat. What the fuck, big fella? All right. We are going to get to it in 2 minutes. You know what? We can end this now. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Belichick. Because that was playing on South Park this morning. When Eric Cartman was Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick advances to the finals. No surprise. We all saw that coming. I thought it would have been against Woody Johnson, but he had to go against Woody Johnson in round 2. So now we move over to the other side of the bracket in our other semifinal. We have Rich Kotite against Shared Stadium. Which Jet do you hate most? Ladies and gentlemen, the poll is open. Thank you to all of you who've hit the like button. We're at 96. If you haven't already, let's try to get to 100. Shout out to all of you who've watched the shorts that I did and released this weekend. When you do watch them, hit the like button, please. Even if you don't like it, just hit the like button. It's helpful. I know how great you guys are. I know how supportive you are. So if I could ask just one little thing, just hit the like button when you see them. I appreciate that. It's so far, Rich Kotite off to a lead, 23 votes in, up 57% to 43. Yeah, and he followed that up with, or he started with 3-13 and then went 1-15. So who would have thought you 3-13, you get the number 1 overall pick and you get worse. For those of you tuning in late, congratulations to Allen, Josh Allen Avatal. He won today the raffle. He decided to choose the Chad Pennington autographed mini helmet. I deleted the pictures right here. This will be getting shipped out to Allen with the certificate of authenticity. That will be going out tomorrow, along with the Ken O'Brien jersey going to the big fella. Congrats again. And shout out to Jake. Jake Asman sent me autograph Sauce Gardner jersey for helping him out the other day. Very appreciative of that. Thank you, Mr. Asman. If you are still watching, you're the man. And like I said, It was an absolute pleasure to help you out and see your event go so smoothly. And like I said, to get a close-up personal look of all that it takes to run the show on the level that he does, with all the production and chopping up the videos and changing the format to get them on air. And he was kind of giving me a little tutorial. All of the things flying around, moving, trying to rip the microphone out of Bonesy's hand 2 hours later from when he first started talking. And he was showing me what it does. And I'm literally just sitting there like trying to learn. But yeah, that you can't put a price on knowledge, experience. So thank you, Jake, for that. You know what? We're one like away. We get one more like. We get to 100 likes. I'll drop the link in the private chat. For those of you in the Discord, if you wanted to call in, please do so. If you were there this weekend, please feel free to call in. And right now, at this moment, we are there. We are at 100. Thank you, Clancy. Our buddy DNY for Life just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. That gets you 12 raffle entries. The next raffle that we're doing, which we started taking tonight, and everything on Sunday night for the next 3 weeks is going to be doubled. So when you gift 5 memberships, I usually give you a bonus one for 6. Now it's 12. So $5 super chats get you 2. A $20 super chat will get you 10. You got 12 with this. So you're off to a good start. Your memberships went to the King Lowski, South End Auto Detailing, formerly known as South Ass, Randy 23, Benny Baboon, and Sonny Miller. So thank you. And on that note, let's bring you on. What's up, Devin? How you been?
I'm good, brother.
I didn't know. I saw the name, but your YouTube photo is the back of you guys, so I couldn't see your face. And as soon as I saw you pop in, I don't know if you saw my face go, all right, there we go. How you been?
You thought I was trolling you, man? Nah, I'm good, brother.
No. I just didn't know who it was, because when the YouTube name doesn't match the real life name, sometimes I don't remember all of them.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. I was just
How's
busting
everything?
on you. I'm good, man. You know, like, man, I'm jealous of your get together. I'm jealous. I'm a real family oriented person, though. I wasn't always, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like, I don't do shit without my family, man. Especially my daughter. You met my daughter. You saw that energy. You remember that from the Halloween game? You came over later with your son. And are you frozen? Am I like by my cell phone here? Okay. So Nick came on.
I'm back.
I don't know.
I'm back.
Yeah, okay.
I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hear you.
Man, my internet just
it's
froze.
all good.
I heard you say I'm jealous.
Of how I met you. Yeah, I'm jealous, man. And I get, that hangout is dope, man. That's like an awesome idea. I'm just like, I do everything with my family. So it's like, because you met my daughter, right? You saw that energy.
I did, yes.
You remember that energy?
Yeah. High energy.
High
energy for sure.
Maybe you don't want to talk to me. It's like that energy is like really too high.
I didn't bring my own son because I knew there'd be a lot of smoking going on. I smoke cigars.
Oh, okay.
I'm 12 months sober, so I don't drink. I don't partake. But I knew everyone else. I knew who was coming to the party. So, in the parking lot here and there, like he knows what's going on. He knows people, but I didn't want him there for all of that. So
no doubt,
he was a little upset.
I get that.
I get it.
I get that. Like my daughter was there. And I was just trying to shield her as much as possible. But it's like, man, it's going to happen, especially when you're in a state where everybody blowing trees. So I mean, personally, it's just like I think we have to grow. We have to grow with a mindset of more of like that European mentality of like this is a norm. It's not going to reverse. Like, we just got to teach people how to just be responsible, kind of like drinking. And that's
oh yeah,
yeah.
He gets that. Trust me, and
yeah.
I would like to think my son does than I did with learning from life experiences, and I think not to get too in depth with it, but I think he is not a fan of trying to drink, which I love for him.
Hey, good for him, man. Yeah, you know what? Better help.
He knows how bad my life got and why it got to that level. So if me going through that hell helps protect him, help him avoid those choices, then I can take a positive from a negative, right? Like my hell, my disaster, my rock bottom prevented him from ever digging a hole, because what do we want as parents for our kids? We all want them to have better lives than us, right? We want them to have the best life possible. And one of the things that I heard when I stopped drinking, when I reached out for help, was you finally hit rock bottom when you stop digging. And I hope this kid never picks up a shovel. I hope he picks up a hammer, wood, screw, starts building an awesome life. And
that's real, bro.
I know
that's real, man.
Yeah. And we never want to see our kids make mistakes. We know they'll make their own decisions in life, but I hope nothing but the best for him. And if he avoids this nasty gene that seems to be in the Shine blood, then I'll be very, very happy, because it'll be one less stress that I have to worry about, or one less thing I have to worry about. It's getting too bad.
Yeah, the company you keep is everything, bro. Like I'm trying to teach my daughter that, bro. The influence you have around you, the people you have around you is everything, bro. Like I'm trying to teach her that. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Harlem in the 90s, bro. Like 80s and 90s. Like 80s and 90s. Like Harlem is nice now. Like so I feel you on that. I thought it was normal to just be at 9, 10 years old thinking like death is just normal. Like, your friends just die. Like just happens.
Yeah.
Like that just, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you on that, man. Life is precious, bro. So my daughter has no idea about the life that she's living, and it's awesome. And I love it. It's dope. But man, that's dope that you could teach that to your son, man. Be inspired like that, man. But man, you're making me all serious now, man. I come over here, you had me cracking up. I was laughing. You and Nate going at it.
We cover everything here, man. We cover everything. We cover everything.
Man, it's real though. It's real. But I love my community, man. I love the Just community, bro. I wish I could have been at that draft party. I'm gonna try to be there for next year, bro. Like, my daughter might not be able to come to that one. She might be mad because she loves Jake too. Jake sent her an umbrella one time. She loves some Jake, bro. My daughter loves Jake Asman. If I go to a Jets game and Jake ain't there, she gonna be mad.
It was a great event when you get 200 people from all different walks of life to get together. There's usually some bullshit, right? Like there's usually, not everybody gets along, bro.
Right.
Everybody got along. And that's
what I love
thing
about
this community, right?
Yeah.
Everyone got along. There was no bullshit. There was no drama. There was no problems. Like it was just a family reunion in person. Like all these people, but meeting all the family that you talk to, that you chat with, and then meeting. It's and some that you spend more time with than others, but it was really, really awesome experience the whole weekend, man. I'll never forget the 25 draft.
I know, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I'm looking forward to this season, man. Like I love when we went to that Halloween game. Now, granted, it was one of the 5 that we won, so yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
But like that was amazing, bro. Like we witnessed. Like my daughter doesn't even recognize. Like she doesn't know. Which of course she shouldn't. She shouldn't know. Like. When history reveals, like, if Garrett never plays for another team and they talk about his greatest catches and she's there, she's like, I'm going to be like, yo, you were at that game. You're at that game when he made that one-handed catch. Like, Jordan, like, you were at that game. Like, you had no idea what it was, but you were there for that. And, yo, man, it's just it's beautiful, bro. And I really feel like to turn on a Jets tie, like, I really feel in my heart, like, I have this level of optimism for this season, even though, like, I'm not going to say that I understood every pick because I'd be bullshitting and I'd be lying, and I don't do that. Yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that I understood everything, but I'm going to trust in what the vision that they have for themselves. And I think about it this way. If I didn't get a DT this year, but I got maybe a wide receiver 2, 3, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This year that develops over the course of this next coming year, and then next year I can look at the draft and I can look at specifically looking in and targeting like premium positions that we don't really even think about. Like I could get me a guard in like the 7th round and the 6th round, and my first 2 rounds I could be focusing on a real DN if I like that, or D tackle if I like that. But I really like LT3, and I think secretly between LT3 and the dude that we got from Kansas City, I think they really like that room. So I'm gonna trust in that process. So I just got to go with that and trust in the fact that like I really feel confident that we got some adults that's making decisions with a plan. Where like we may not understand what it is, but I'm gonna tell you what. I feel way more confident today in my secondary coming next year than I did prior to the draft.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's nothing there in the secondary that I really got to concern myself with because now it's been addressed. Like, all right, I would love a fatty. I would love, like Greeby says, I want that fatty in the middle. But you know what? I might have him right now. And depending on how we know coaching is everything, bro. Like we see that. Like as Jets fans, we know how that is, man. So I'm gonna just trust. I don't know what you think. What you think about like I think overall I can't put a grade on it because give me 2 years and I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Okay.
That's how.
Now I'm gonna pivot a little bit and go a little more in depth. Yes, I'm a size queen. I wanted a guy who was 6'4", 320 or bigger. I wanted a monster D tackle. I've said it for months. Deion Walker, who the Bills got, was my guy that I targeted. That was my prospect. That you could have given away all your other picks. If we walked away with Deion Walker, I'd be like, this draft's a win. I don't care about the offense. This guy can't be blocked. Like that's the guy that now I got to watch him maybe go on to be like a Ted Washington with Buffalo for years, right? So that was my guy. But we had a coach who ran his scheme. Real quick, let me get to something. I missed this. I'm sorry. Before I get in depth with this, Jets Johnny gifted 5 memberships here. And I missed it. Johnny, thank you. I appreciate you. And I apologize for the delay. They went to the champ, Mr. Bonesy, Purple Belt Mike, Jets run Charles Barkley, and delusional Jets fan. Thank you, Johnny. And again, I apologize for the delay. I got talking to Devin here, and I missed out on that announcement. So please accept my apologies.
I got to connect with Jets Johnny, man. Like, we both live in Virginia, bro. I got to connect with him this year. We got to watch a game together or something. Like, I got to connect with him at some point this year,
No, that's Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy.
Oh, Johnny Boy. You're right. Jets Johnny,
I think, is Florida.
Right. Jets Johnny is rapping. He's rapping. He's dropping.
Yes. Yeah.
He's putting beats on JJ's head.
Nice. All right, to get back to your question. Robert Saleh came from the school of 2 defensive tackles, 2 defensive ends every play. You can scheme differently. On a 3rd and 3, if you want to get creative, you can change your front, right? You can run multiple fronts. You can be more open to how you attack an offense instead of just saying 2 D tackles, 2 D ends. You can bring in 4 D tackles and spread them out. When you can have a bigger guy like Clemens, who's still on the roster. I'm not advocating for him to get a lot of time, but you have Jermaine Johnson coming back, who's a big part of stopping the run. You have Quinnen. You have Noddy. You could take Will McDonald out. You could put another big body there. You could bring in the Leonard Taylor and use him on the outside, who's quick enough to shoot the outside gap or inside. Also, strange fucking concept. Jets fans, I hope you're sitting down. You can blitz. And I know it's crazy, but you can add a 3rd D tackle and use him as a nose over the center and have Quinnen and Taylor. You can put Noddy over center, 2 D tackles, Jermaine on the end, and Clemens on the outside. You can have a 5-man front down. You can add more to that. You can change from your scheme. I've coached defense, right? I'm not an NFL defensive coordinator, but when I coach defense, I always got asked, you run. My answer is always whatever it takes to win. Some weeks it might be a 4-4. Other weeks it's a 6-2. Other weeks it's a 5-3. Whatever it took to stop what they do best is what I ran. And I was coaching kids. So, sure, you can have your base, right? Like I put my arms out to the side. that was base. Sometimes we did a stack, a 3-3 stack, where we can blitz off of that and usually have your two outside linebackers right behind your D tackles. D tackles line up over the tackles, crash in. Because in Pop Warner, you're taught block the man over you. So when they crash in, that opens up the linebackers to go out. So you do a stack, stack, double wide, blitz, or crash. So you do everything. You can change.
Hey, Wilkes might be doing that. Wilkes might be. I feel like AG and Wilkes are going to come up with some, between the two of them and their brain and just like the time that they've had in the league, like they're going to come up with some exotic type stuff that we haven't seen. And I think the fact that like they can put their corners on an island, like every corner we have, you could line up in the slot, both on the outside. We could put somebody man to man, and they're going to be there with the safety over the top, and just like had that other safety coming into the box, and just like, or just have blitzing, have Williams coming off the edge, like on a blitz or the middle, in that A gap. Like that's what I'm expecting to see. Like a lot, like you said, a lot more blitzing. I don't know why Salah was allergic to that, but like, that's whatever. But Wilkes is not, and Glenn is not. And I think Glenn, I think that's the thing. Like Aaron Glenn looked at it like, so what I kind of rationalized is that I think Aaron Glenn was thinking like, I'm not going to do what I did last year. I'm going to have backups that I can have as starters coming in because of all the players he lost and what that looked like. And he's like, if I'm going to have somebody on my team on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to be able to rotate you in some capacity to utilize your skill set. And I think that's what he's thinking. Like I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. Like why we have these extras, because now we got like an extra backup there. You know what I mean? Like, and we don't know who's gonna make it. So I don't know, man. But I appreciate you putting me on, Nick. I appreciate it. Man. I enjoyed meeting you, bro. I enjoyed spending time with you. I can't wait to spend more time with the rest of the Knicks. I'm thinking, we got a good win today, but the rest of my Jets fans and all of us, like, bro, I just can't wait, man. Jay Graves, like, I met Jay Graves at that Halloween game too. I met her. I met a few other Maniacs at the game, and it was dope. Nate was at that game. I love Nate. Nate is dope, man, bro. I love that. Yo, I just can't wait, man. I love this family. I love this community. I can't wait to connect some more with you guys. And my wife's trying. I'm laughing because my wife trying to put me on camera. She's rocking her Asmaniac hoodie right now. But she'd be mad if I put her on camera.
That's fine. We support.
Say what? Say what do you say? What'd you say, man?
We support the channel.
Put me on camera.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're having a great night, and thank you for letting Devin call in and hang out with me for a bit. I appreciate you.
No doubt, brother. I appreciate you, man. You have a great rest of your evening, bro.
You too, bro. Thanks for your support, man. Hey, dude, join the Discord. Everything that we do and everything that we plan is through the Discord. If you sign up to become a recurring paying member of the channel, follow the instructions on the bottom of the screen, friend me on Discord, get into my Discord, and that's where all these plans really come to life in there.
Right.
We will do another outing at some point, maybe in the summer. Who knows what it's going to be. Now that this one's done, I'll have a couple days, decompress, and then we'll get our next gathering together. So,
no doubt.
All right, bro.
All right, bro.
Thank you. Have a good night, man.
You have a good night too, bro.
Take care. Awesome. Yeah, that's the thing that when people have their YouTube name different from their real name, and when you look at the picture, I couldn't make out who it is off of the back, but now we know it's Devin. And great call. Thank you, Devin, for calling. Of course, there's 69 of you watching right now. Thank you to those of you here watching. I appreciate your support. We are over the 100 like mark. Thank you very much for that. We are moments away from having, we are at 21 minutes now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the finals. We have a very interesting matchup in the finals. There's two things that New York Jets fans have hated throughout the years. It's Bill Belichick for how he walked away from this team. He was given the keys. He could have been our coach. He was our coach. And he decided to walk away because he didn't want to be in Parcells' shadow. And it's been a very long time. We've always shared a stadium, whether with a baseball team or with the Giants. We've never had our own stadium. We've never had our own home. So these are two thorns in our sides for a very, very long time. So, Shiners, I ask you, in our championship, which Jet do you hate most? Is it Bill Belichick or is it shared stadium? And ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Dre, who just gifted another membership that went to Morning Woody. Morning Woody was just gifted a membership. Dre, you're the man. Dre, you're running away so far with raffle entries. And like I said earlier, for those of you just watching now, Allen Avatar won the Chad Pennington mini helmet autographed. And our boy, the big fella, Alan's our boy too, but my twin, the big fella, wins the Ken O'Brien jersey. He was adamant that he wanted that, so I'm very happy for him. And thank you again to everyone who participated and support the channel in whatever way you do. Starting tonight, all raffle entries are doubled. And I have a Freeman McNeil autograph jersey showing up tomorrow. I have purchased a Curtis Martin mini helmet. And tonight I will be, after the show, looking for a third running back. We've already given away a Breece Hall from training camp last year. Some allegations have been pointed in my direction from that night. But we're probably going to go a different direction. Maybe a Thomas Jones, maybe a Bilal Powell. We'll see who we can get. I'll check the interwebs in a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, it would not be a raffle if Rick Kent was not involved. Rick Kent, our good friend, who will be at the Shine Draft weekend next year. You lie to me. You put that evil on me, Ricky Kent. He gifted 5 that went to Hunter Hadzicki, Malcolm Harper, NYJ Today, Joey R., and Donovan Coleman. Mr. Kent, you are in for 12 entries, and we are not done. It's getting hot right now in the chat. Jets Johnny says, hold up, I would like 12 more. Well, Johnny, you get 12 more, and I wanted to make sure I put yours up quickly after the delay before. Yours go to Robert Morris, 1966, Thomas Gannett, Robert D. Crazy. He supports the channel with just over 1,000 subs. But, all right, Robert, I'm glad you're still around. Radical Bongos and William Ameley. And Dre now says, hey, guys, stop trying to catch me. I would like 2 more raffles, please. Well, Dre, you get them. And yours to Love Bites. Love Bites. Awesome. Yankees news. Williams not shocked or not surprised to be moved from the closer role. That just came out. Hell yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Bill Belichick right now at 69%, at 69 if you were watching. You cannot make this up. Also, when Nob and I were pulling into the parking deck today, I went back into a spot at Caesars. License plate right in front of us had a 69 on it. And I cannot tell you guys, this number stalks me. It's in every aspect of my life except that bed. It is everywhere. Football news not affecting the Jets, but breaking news tonight. The Commanders get a new deal. They agree with the District of Columbia to build the new stadium where RFK Stadium still stands. So they will be getting a new stadium as we're talking about a shared stadium. But thank you, Rick, Johnny, Dre, Luppy, Leany, Matthew Smith, Dre, Devin, Jets Johnny, all of you. Thank you for your memberships tonight. Thank you to everyone for their super chats. And if we're doing all these, then I gotta drop some myself. I can't have you guys all doing it. I'll buy 5 right now to match all of the gifts that you guys have given out tonight. I'm waiting. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Don't you F me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would not gift any more memberships if I were you. Sometimes they don't appear. Top chat, all messages. And then sometimes they pop in like in the morning. Yeah. I'll keep you guys updated. If the other 5 people that I gifted were added, then I'll announce them tomorrow. Joe the Jet G with the super chat. Hey, Nick, is Justin Fields the franchise QB? Not yet. Is there a potential? Yeah. He's an early first-round pick. He's got a lot of talent. He's mobile. I think that I think there's potential there. It comes down to coaching. It comes down to scheme. It comes down to developing him and getting him to execute their plan and their vision for this offense. You have an offensive line. You have a top wide receiver. You got a young weapon at tight end. I've said all throughout the pre-draft process and all the conversations, the moment we signed Justin Fields, and even before, because I was telling everyone it was going to be Justin Fields. Go look at Cole Kmet in 22 and 23. Go look at some Cole Kmet highlights from those years. And Fields fed him the ball. 73 catches, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns one year, 8 touchdowns the other year. He likes throwing to his tight end. You got him a young tight end. You still have Brees. He wasn't traded draft weekend. I highly doubt he gets traded now. I'm not saying he won't in season if it's a really, really bad start. You can see him and Quincy on the move. But you got Brees. You got a tight end. You drafted early. You're going to utilize him. You got Garrett. You're giving him a chance to succeed. There's questions at wide receiver. But everyone at wide receiver does something different. Alan Lazard is physical. Corley is more of a gadget weapon who can be used in jet sweeps, reverses, the ball this time. You got Arian Smith who could take the top off. You got Josh Reynolds, who's a savvy veteran, right? He's not exciting anyone, but he can make a play or two throughout the year that changes the course of a game. And you got Garrett that could do everything. So there is a complementary group in the wide receiver room. You don't want 5 of the same guy. You need guys who all bring a different skill set to the table. And when you design your scheme and you start scripting your plays, you do it based off of what those guys can do and do well. So it's not the sexiest on paper. However, I think there is potential there for Fields. I think that this is possibly the best offense Fields has been a part of. I think with Turner and Engstrand, you can see a lot of good things. Let's not forget that Scott Turner, who is now our passing game coordinator, was the offensive coordinator last year in Oakland. And Brock Bowers had a pretty good year. So he knows how to get the tight end the ball. Let's see what they do with Taylor. But right now, our championship matchup, Bill Belichick is up 2-1. Make sure you vote. That is our national championship of Jet hate. Of course, Bill Belichick, early favorite to win. Good for him. You didn't want to see him do what Duke did in the national championship and choke. You knew it was coming. Wait, that was the Final Four. They didn't even make the championship. Bill Belichick. better than Duke. I hate both equally, so I couldn't find a way to compliment them, so I backhanded them. I did not tag the call-in link. Let me repost that. We are coming up on finishing 3 hours here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to call in, now is your chance. We're going to start winding the show down soon if we don't get more callers. Jets Nation, NYC, thank you for watching. The question, am I worried about Mason Taylor's inability to get yak? He was ranked 129th for all tight ends in yak. Am I worried? No. I think a lot of things go into that when you're a tight end, right? Are you dumping it off underneath? The team's playing zone. Are you doing a lot of contested catches where you get tackled immediately? Are you running sideline routes where you're catching and going out of bounds? A lot of things go into that. I think that you see a guy who has that capability, and it'll come down to the scheme. It'll come down to how, where, and when they get him the ball. We know guys who get to the NFL Rob Gronkowski was not the quickest of foot, and this guy had a lot of yak because they schemed them open. They used the run play. They used the play action. They got him open. You can scheme guys to get into the open field, and that's where yak really backs up. You can beat a guy one-on-one and then outrun him, or you use the scheme, you use misdirection, you use play action, and you get the ball to the guy and let him do his thing after the fact. So, to be determined. I wouldn't take what they did in college because we don't know what LSU did as a scheme as Bible. I don't think it's going to completely translate to the NFL as it has to be this, and this is what he is. But I'm looking forward to it. I think that you got Engstrand who had Laporta, you had Turner who had Bowers, you have two guys who know how to get the tight end the ball, and they know how to utilize their talent. So I'm very curious to see what they do here. I do still expect to see a lot of two tight end sets with him and Ruckert motioning in the backfield, being a lead blocker, running play action off of that. There's a lot of things that you can do with a good running game that you can use to open up your passing attack. So let's see how they run it. And don't forget now, mobile quarterback. A mobile quarterback, you run play action this way, you boot out the other way, Taylor drags behind the line. Backer comes up, you dump it off. Now it's him running upfield in a catch and run situation. It's when, where, and how you get him the ball that will really, really get yak. But most important part of tight end, catch those balls up the middle, beat the linebacker, go up high, pinpoint it, bring it down in front of the safeties. If you make a safety miss, that's great. Right? That's a sign of a real athletic tight end. Or truck the guy and just keep going. But thank you for the question, man, and thank you for watching. Let's bring in Joe the Jet. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Nick. I know you reacted to my super chat about Justin Fields.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I really want to just ask the question, do you think we filled enough holes to just at least be a playoff team? Honestly, in my perspective, I don't think we're there yet to the playoff perspective. I really don't think we're there yet. I think it needs to be like a little bit of a year. This is an evaluation year, and honestly, that's okay to sort of admit in sort of my perspective. I don't know how the way you see it, but the way I see it, it's more of an evaluation year. We'll see what Justin Fields is. If he can't take us to the playoffs, then we'll move on and do our thing.
I agree with everything you said up until that last point. Here's why. You got to see how the year plays out. If it's a slow start, and then as they get more familiar with the scheme and we see slow start, and then that last 6-7 games, we're putting up 30 points week after week. All of a sudden it clicks. Everyone knows what to do. They have familiarity. They're comfortable in it. And you see that late development, that's what you want. Like, don't forget, Dan Campbell and the Lions looked like trash that first year. And then the last 5-6 games is when they really took off. And that rolled over to them being a contender for the top team in the conference the last couple of years. So I can't just say 6-11 is Fields can't play, or 7-10 Fields can't play. But if you go 8-9, miss the playoffs, but we win 4 of our last 6 games, and we go to overtime with Buffalo in one of the losses, and we compete with them, and we look so much better than we did in September, maybe they keep him. I think he's going to have the opportunity in year 2 with a rookie, which is still my projection that we draft a quarterback next year, 26 in round 1. I think you're still going to see him start off as the quarterback next year. And if he doesn't have a Sam Darnold year, he'll still be given the reins to start 26. And if he's cooking and he's really taking this scheme to the next level, maybe he doesn't give up the reins, right? Like that's what we want. We want to see him get better week after week. We want to see him develop. We want to see in year 2 another weapon or 2 get added. But yeah, it's to be determined, right? You can be 6-11, start off 3-0, and then go 3-11 the rest of the year, or you could start off 2-6 and end up getting like 8-9, and now you're really cooking, and you're that team that nobody wants to play because now everything's grown and developed.
Honestly, I love your perspective on possibly taking a quarterback in 26 and still having Justin Fields as place starter. I think that's a perfect way of thinking. Look at what the Vikings did with J.J. McCarthy and Sam Darnold. I think that's a perfect way of thinking. Having a guy that's still sort of a league veteran, but at the same time young in the sort of perspective, and having our first-round quarterback wait in the wings and sort of see how this offense sort of operates.
Yeah,
I love that plan. Honestly, I hope that's how it goes down. If it does go down like that, of us getting our quarterback, I think that there's not a lot of places to fail in that sort of perspective. If we just draft a quarterback and just throw him in there, I feel like there's a place that can fail. And, so I really like that perspective of keeping Justin Fields in year 2, but also having our first-round quarterback sit right behind him, waiting in the wings, and just sort of watching how Justin Fields operate this offense. I love that idea. But in the perspective of Mason Taylor, as an LSU fan, this guy's got to be a dog. I love that pick. It is my favorite pick in the draft. I really do think what you said earlier about how they're going to scheme him open, how they're going to scheme him to this offense, I think it's perfect. What he ran at LSU is what we ran at LSU. I'm an LSU fan again.
I'm a Georgia guy, but we'll keep that for another day. We'll continue with the Jets right now, but go on.
So as an LSU fan, I saw a lot of RPO, a lot of interesting ways of them getting the football to Mason Taylor, and the way that you explained it, that's the same exact thing that we did at LSU, giving Mason Taylor the football, and I think it's a perfect scheme fit for Mason Taylor. So honestly, I think we got our tight end for this offense and for the scheme, really.
Yeah, the combination of him and Ruckert intrigues me. And I will ask you, as an LSU fan, how's his blocking? I don't know too much about his blocking. I've seen the highlights of him pass catching, and does he have any desire to be a blocker, or is he kind of like, did they use him in line a lot? Did they put him out wide? Like, how did they utilize him, and what's his blocking?
To me, his blocking is a little iffy. If I were to give him a pro comp, it would be Mike Gesicki in my eyes. He's not a great blocker, but he's a hell of a great wide receiver tight end. He's a guy that can catch the ball, get a lot of rack, and get downfield. He's definitely that type of player.
That's similar, because somebody else told me Goddard. Somebody else told me Dallas Goddard is a good comp. Not the fastest guy, not the greatest with yak, but reliable pass catcher.
Yeah, no, I mean, for what I see, his blocking did get better later down the year, but I remember at the beginning of his LSU tenure and sort of beginning of this year, his blocking wasn't really good. It wasn't really top notch. But as the year went on, he slowly got better with the blocking, and I feel like it's going to take him a little bit of time at the NFL level to become a better blocker.
Okay. All right. How's he with getting vertical? How's he like up between the hashes?
Honestly, I feel like when he goes in like a go route, you think? Is that what you're saying? Vertical?
Yeah, like if they put him in, like how's he getting vertical up the middle of the field? Like did they utilize him at all with like, you know, burning past the linebacker and throwing him the ball before the tight end or before the safeties?
Yes, there's this play against Ole Miss where they were in a 4th down, and I think a 4th down and 10, I believe, and they needed a touchdown drive. And I remember Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback of the LSU Tigers, who is a draftee next year, the Jets should look at, fired this pass right to Mason Taylor vertically, and he was able to catch the pass, and he ran all the way down to the end zone. Unfortunately, he was called down when he caught the ball vertically, but he caught the ball, and he immediately got back up and ran right to the end zone. At first, I thought it was a touchdown, but they called him down, unfortunately, in that play. It was a ridiculous play. Go watch that LSU Ole Miss game, because you're going to see that play that Mason Taylor made, and you're going to be like, oh, my God, we got a great tight end right here.
Yeah, we were away all weekend, so I tried here and there to maybe catch up a little bit, but that was rough. We're having, 6, 7 of us in the house, everyone having a good time. It was tough to really study some of the things, but when the stream ends here shortly, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at some of his plays, his utilization, and see what we got. I did see a comment from Clancy saying he's not here to block. He's here to catch passes. True, Clancy. Obviously, he's a weapon. But having a tight end who doesn't have to be an elite blocker, but can be a successful blocker, helps your run game. It also helps him to catch more passes, because when he sells that block, because he's so committed to blocking, it opens up. That's why Gronk was wide open so much, because he committed to blocking, and then he was able to get out because he'd win the block and then get out wide open because he knocked the guy out of the way and then shot out on a quick 2-yard route and would be able to turn it up the sideline. So commitment to a tight end blocking can affect his production and contributions as a pass catcher. So
I love it. Honestly, I love the pick. But I got to get going pretty soon.
Right,
my phone's dying. Love the conversation.
Right.
And
you too, man. Thanks for calling in. Thank you for supporting the show.
Go look at that LSU Ole Miss highlights. You're going to see a lot of plays that Mason Taylor can play vertically. He is a good receiving tight end. Be on the lookout for that. See you, Nick.
Awesome, man. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for the super chat. Have a good night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. The poll is over. The tournament is over. Bill Belichick is the most hated Jet in history. He bent us over. He left. He screwed us. Not in a good way. We had to watch him go on to our division rivals and have the greatest dynasty in the history of football. So, Bill Belichick is our most hated Jet. Thank you to everyone who participated. Thank you to everyone for your votes, your feedback. For those of you who are in the Discord who helped compile the list before we started the tournament, I appreciate all of you. But Bill Belichick is our most hated Jet of all time, rightfully so. We'll make it official here on the bracket. We will not be doing a third place game. All right. Save that. Bill Belichick is done. Ass Napkin Bill, Jets Worldwide, Snowball Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already done so, stop living under a rock. Go over, subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Go support Snowball and Johnny. Give them all the love. Don't give Johnny too much love because then you might catch something. But go support them. Two really good guys, two good friends, and they put on good stuff over there. Carly says, anyone else's allergies killing them? I was last week, but then we were down the shore. Not a lot of grass down there. So now that I'm back home, I expect to take an allergy pill tomorrow. We did have some rain when we were down the shore too, so that washed everything down a little bit. Yeah, Graves were. I take an allergy pill every day now, so I actually didn't take one today, and I'm okay. But I literally got out of the car, came in the house, and came down to the basement. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no more callers, we just finished hour 3. We're starting hour 4. It might be that time. What did we learn today? What did we learn? Jets Nation with another question. What's your confidence and feel of being a long-term QB for us? Be honest, not that you won't. It's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. Do I think he can get there? Yes. There's a reason he's bounced around from team to team. We've seen many quarterbacks in this league, some of them have played here, bounce around and finally find the right fit, the right scheme, the right personnel, the right play call, and then it clicks. Gino to Seattle, Sam last year in Minnesota. Why can't it happen here? You got two good young minds in Engstrand and Turner. Does he have the potential to be that? Yeah, he was a top pick for a reason. He threw the ball well at Ohio State. He's an elite weapon with the run. You can use that to open up the pass. We have weapons at all 3 levels on offense. We have the best offensive lines now in football, in my opinion. He has the best opportunity to become the franchise QB. And much like everything in life, it's all about the man here. I think you got a good coaching staff. I think you have a great offensive line. I think you're going to have a much improved running game. You have your own legs to help you. You got a top-notch wide receiver. You got a young tight end. Opportunity's there. Go take it. Matthew Smith says, people think Mason Taylor is a bad blocker. ISU says, I learned shiners hate a man more than a building. I also learned Ween can be a live-action capper if that movie ever gets remade. Dre Day, I learned that GPM is off the rack. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of people who sometimes be off the rack, what's up, Gary?
I got kind of I've been in and out on your show. I caught some Gunny, like I've been in and out. I know you're a Georgia guy, so I'm guessing you watch at least most of Georgia's games, right? I think Aaron Smith is a weapon. Like I know he's a 5th-year senior, and I never heard of him until this year. So that's not a great sign that he was 4 years. I don't know if he ever got on the field in 4 years, but
he's Robbie Anderson. He's a one-trick pony. But that trick can open up other guys if you utilize it. You throw one to him early in the game, and now the safety's got to respect it every time he's on the field. That can open up everything underneath. That can open up Brees on a swing pass where he makes the linebacker miss, and now the safety's 40 yards downfield, and he can get a lot of yak. That can open up Garrett Wilson if you have Smith on the side, and he just runs it to safety, and then you drag Garrett Wilson on like a deep post to that sideline. There's so many possibilities when you have elite speed. And if you don't cover it, throw the fucking ball to him. So it's something we've been missing, right? We haven't had that guy who could just run past people in a while.
I wasn't expecting the pick, but like I like the pick when they and now it's because he can make plays. Like the Clemson game, the kickoff game, he made a bunch of plays. In the Alabama game, he was the best player on the field. In a Georgia-Alabama game, he was the best player on the field. In the Texas game, he had the 2 consecutive the regular season game, not the SEC championship game. In the regular season Texas game, he had the 2 consecutive third down conversions. Like he's really good in the screen game. I think in the Tennessee game, he only had 1 catch, but it was a bomb downfield that got down to like the 1 yard line. Like he's a playmaker. I'm not saying he's going to get 100 catches and
no,
but he can make plays. Like he's a weapon. I like the pick.
If you give me 17, you give me 25 to 30 catches, some screen passes, a couple bombs, you come up with 4 touchdowns, but your presence on the field opens up the middle. Your presence on the field opens up the deep crossing routes for other guys. That's a win because your skill set opens up the offense for others. And when you're a group of receivers, weapons, it's all complementary football, right? You doing your thing may not get you the ball, but it opens up someone else underneath. You getting a screen pass and doing something with it one week might create the pump and go for Garrett Wilson the next week, or even Lazard. Lazard fakes the block and then heads up for like a sideline fade. You do one thing well, you can build your scheme off of that and then expand your playbook. That all comes down to coaching and player utilization. And that's something we haven't really been good at. It's been too much quarterback winging the route he wants to throw, and not devising the scheme and using the scheme to build your offense. We see Oakland last year, or Vegas, forgive me. Scott Turner was the offense coordinator there. They're slinging the ball around field. They had a good running game. They couldn't really stop anyone, and they lost a bunch of games. But if you run your scheme, you can get guys open. So this comes down to how are they going to use these guys? When you look at it, right? Forget the names. Forget names. Forget their resumes. Let's look at skill set. You got a Swiss Army knife. You have a running back who can run the ball, can catch the ball, a running back that complements him, who can be a power back. You have a third back who's shown an ability to score from 8-10 yards out and smash it up the middle as your third RB. You have a great blocking tight end. You have a new rookie tight end who can use his skill set throughout the middle of the field and getting to the sidelines and crossing routes. You have a big physical wide receiver who can block and help your run game. You have a second-year wide receiver who can be a jet sweep guy, who can be a screen guy, who is physical. You have the guy who could get on the field to take the top off the offense. You have a savvy veteran wide receiver who might not be great at anything, but can be good and help your offense. So you have all these different pieces. You don't have the number 2 wide receiver, but you have a core. And sometimes, like with the Patriots, an elite core is better than one great individual because they never won the fucking Super Bowl when they had Randy Moss. Randy Moss had one of the best seasons ever, couldn't win a Super Bowl. But they won it when they had Deion Branch. So sometimes the utilization, the core, and the distribution are better than having, we got Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens and all these great names. Sometimes it's just how you use those guys that matters more. Good night, Rick Kent. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the memberships. A couple more. Jaden D'Angelo says, I learned I got to hit Nick up about EP. Let me get through a couple of these because my bladder is full and we're winding down here. Johnny Boy, fellow Georgia fan. Arian Smith, always a good blocker, is not scared to block. He also had Carson Beck, who was horrible throwing to him. So many times Smith was wide open and Beck couldn't hit him the ball, I remember. Johnny, if you look at Arian Smith highlights, I feel that he never caught the ball in stride, which is what a sprinter wants to do, right? It was underthrown. It was not on target. So Beck was very inconsistent. And obviously that affects production for wide receiver as well. Michael Bartow. What did I learn today? Well, I learned our former term coach, now Atlanta Falcons defensive coach, got into major trouble for prank calling, for his son prank calling NFL draft players, including Shador. Yeah, that's we never even got into that.
Hang on
Go
one
ahead.
second.
Go ahead. Yeah, so what do you think? What else we got? Learned Nick Shine's teeth float well. I don't know what that means. Jets Nation, one of my guys. When you look at that fourth round and Deion Walker's before us and Ty Robinson's after us, I did cry a little bit. Those were two of my guys. Those were two guys that I wanted. And if you want to be negative, you could say this is why the Jets are the Jets when you look at that, right? Everyone always says that I'm too positive. Here's a critique. Sometimes don't get cute. But if they think they have the guys that they want on the line, maybe the scheme and the lack of creativity over the past couple of years is why we couldn't stop the run. Maybe the scheme, they're going to utilize guys differently, and that can lead to success. So let's not make definitive statements in April. No games are being played today or tomorrow. Let's see what they do. And if not, you go into 26, you get a quarterback, you get a D tackle, you get another elite weapon, you add a little bit, you take a guard in the fourth round next year, and now you're really filling these holes on this team, and you're getting a lot of need filled. So year after year, the goal is to get better. I think we have a lot of good pieces in place. I think we have a lot of guys for the special teams to help. I think we have a lot of guys on the back end, and if we can get 2-3 Sherwoods over the course every year, if you could have a Sherwood, a guy you drafted to be a special teamer who develops into a role player and then a starter, that's the key to success in the NFL, man. Everyone hits in the first round. Well, not everyone, you know what I mean. Everyone gets that first round, and there's a lot of hype. But the teams that are successful in this league draft well, develop guys, elevate them. I think you're muted. You're still muted, guy.
No, I'm a professional. I'm good now. I'm done. I'm good.
I'm a professional. Let's see what we got here. Jets Nation. People don't realize what Shador, it wasn't about race more than it was about. Wait, I'm going to stop right there. It absolutely 100% is not about race. Cam Ward, number one pick, is a black quarterback. Dylan Gabriel's minority. Jalen Milroe. Like, there are many guys who were drafted at quarterback who are minority. Like,
Quinn Ewers dropped 18. This is what Sanders did.
18 of the 32 projected starting quarterbacks in the league are minorities. For the first time ever, more than half of the league will have a minority starting at quarterback. Let's not think race has anything to do with quarterback in the NFL anymore. You know what it does? A shitty attitude. You know what it does? Lack of adversity. You know what it does? Let me finish my rant. You know what it does? Not throwing the ball into tight windows. Checking down a lot. Not being mobile. This is the most mobile quarterback ever in the NFL, and he doesn't really run. He doesn't use any athleticism to run. Those things matter more. Now, you want to educate yourself on Shador? You want to know who he really is, in my opinion? Go watch the videos and the training documentary with him and Cam Ward. Cam Ward is all about football. He don't care about rapping. He don't care about podcasts. He don't care about your endorsement. He just wants to fucking work. Shador looks like a guy being forced to be a football player who just wants to be an entertainer. And I think that if I can come to that conclusion, NFL people can. And they spent a lot more time with him and a lot more time studying him than me.
I wanted to add one thing. Just the race thing. I don't like getting caught up in this, but white quarterbacks have more of a leash than black quarterbacks. Like Vince Young's out of the league instantly. Zach Wilson's on his third team. Who is better?
Vince Young is 2025 or 2005 championship in college. Okay, it's 20 years, guy. Like like to push back the immediate thought on that is you're talking 4 or 5 years after Michael Vick started this snowball downhill, right? Like Michael Vick, even though Randall Cunningham was previous, Michael Vick is like the line of demarcation where the black quarterback has been elevated and utilized and taken seriously on the regular. And now you see almost every team. It's like even across the board. Like it's not shunned at anymore. And the good old boys, the old owners, maybe they did. But I don't think any team is going to not draft a quarterback who can help them with. You can play and you can help your team. You're getting drafted. I don't care who you are. I don't care what race you are. I don't think race has anything to do with it. I think that people buy into hype. People buy into flash. And they're so fucking angry when they're wrong that they have to find it out. And race is an easy out for people to say, this is why he didn't get drafted.
I agree with that.
Did you see what race Jalen Milroe is? Did you see that Dylan Gabriel's a minority? Did you see that Cam Ward was the number 1 pick? He's black. So how come race isn't a blanketed statement? It's just an excuse sometimes. And I'm not saying race is not an issue. Please don't take it that. But let's have a serious talk about it.
Wilson was black, would he still be in the league? Like, that's the question. And I'd say definitively no.
Why? Trey Lance just got a contract with the Cowboys. Trey Lance has done less than Zach Wilson.
That's fair. I give that to you. All right, you're right.
That's the point where we're not looking at race. We're looking at skill set and opportunity. I don't think Shador, with the circus that comes with him, because we can't deny that. They talked about it all weekend ad nauseum. It was to the point where guys getting drafted were not being spoken about. Their moment that they've worked 19, 20, 21 years towards their goals were being shit on by the networks. Oh, Rich Sanders, and they didn't take Shador Sanders here. Hey, can we give this guy his flowers? This kicker just got drafted. And in his moment in the sun here, you're talking about why the guy's not getting drafted. We know why he's not getting drafted. He's never faced adversity. He's not a winner. He checks down. He doesn't have great arm strength. All of the qualities that you want out of a quarterback. He seems distracted about other things. Those are red flag teams. It's not the skin color.
Yeah, my top on him was Mac Jones. I think he's Mac Jones. I just didn't think he was very good. Like, I don't think he's the worst thing ever. I don't think he's Zach Wilson or Kenny Pickett, but I just don't think he's very good. Like, I don't see anything that good about him. He's all right.
Yeah. If you're going to be drafted as a quarterback, you have to be a leader. You're not going to get drafted highly if you are not in love with the game of football and want to get better and great every day. If you're worried about your podcast, if you're worried about your tweets, if you're worried about a Twitch stream, if you're worried about rapping, if you're worried about every other thing else, even Cam Ward said it to him. Did you get better today? We just did one drill. You're taking a water break? And then he says, oh, it's not a water, man. It's Gatorade. They pay me to drink it. Can we discuss NIL potentially being a problem for players? Because now you're getting paid money. Some people are okay with, man, I made $4 million, man. I'm good. That's enough for some people.
Yeah.
They're like, man, I made $4 million. I played college football. I don't want to have to pressure the NFL. Screw it. My podcast got 1 million people watching every time I do a show. That's good enough for people. Not everyone is goal-oriented and driven to be great. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do in life, God bless you. Congratulations on your college success. Many people have had success in college and not gone on to success at a professional level. Now you can get paid to be mid because you're paying for hype. You're not paying for the substance. You went 14-12 and got your number retired because daddy demanded it at the school. That's why. That's why. You've accomplished nothing.
Why
are you getting me all mad?
Where did you have him? Because I had him third. I'm like QB depth charts, I had him third. I had him behind Dart and kind of in the same spot as yours. I had him above Milroe and Gabriel and McCord. Definitely Will Howard. I think Will Howard.
I thought Pittsburgh. I thought Dart would go to New Orleans. I had Dart. I said on the show multiple times that Dart, I think, would pass Shador and he would be the second quarterback taken. I was shocked when Pittsburgh passed on him. I really was. I thought Mike Tomlin, being the coach that he is, the personality that he is, and being respected as he is, could handle the Sanders circus. And I was visibly shocked when that was not the pick, and repeatedly not the pick. And the fact that they didn't draft him means some things must have happened. They need a quarterback at Pittsburgh. They had a lot of meetings with many players. And the fact that Tomlin, who happens to be black, in Pittsburgh, where they had multiple minority quarterbacks last year with Fields and Wilson, said, no, we're good. Not our guy. Tells you that it's about the game, not about the name. And there's issues there, and with the commitment to it. So you can't throw race out there when you don't get your way. Because if there was a draft where only white quarterbacks got taken, then you could be like, oh, this is a little funky here. What's going on? That's not the case anymore. Like, that's got to stop. People just can't accept that they're wrong at times about something. So they have to just throw something out there that they feel is the reason why, because they can't process and articulate thoughts.
Or maybe Sanders will prove us all wrong and McShay right. Maybe he'll go out there and he'll be the next great thing. Who knows? I don't see it, but maybe. But like here's the kicker. If Shador Sanders was in next year's draft with all the top-notch quarterbacks, Lenoris and Arch and Nico, where would he go in that draft? Probably the third round, right? Fourth round. Like, I mean, not even a third or fourth round quarterback. It was just a weak year for quarterbacks.
Hold on one second. I think he'd go the same because nothing's going to change with the persona, right? Aiden, I'll give you a little kickback on this. You say it's about being black and boisterous. Caleb Williams went number 1 overall last year. Caleb Williams paints his nails. Caleb Williams is boisterous. Caleb Williams is a bold personality. He went number 1 overall. So there's that. I mean, I don't think it's about being boisterous or being black in any way, shape, or form. I think it's about the lack of commitment to the game and just the lack and the commitment to being a name. He wants to be a name. That's the issue. And that has nothing to do with race. Jane says, who's saying they're better? They were saying Sanders.
Well, okay, when the season started, Beck and Ewers were 1 and 2. How did that end up? One guy went back to school, one guy got drafted 234th overall. Things change.
Yeah. And Jaden, he fell. He started revealing what he's about through the draft process, the pre-draft process. And there's too many negatives that have nothing to do with race. It just has to do with personality. He wants to be a success. He doesn't want to put in the hard work, in my opinion, to do that. And if you go watch the draft, go look at Cam Ward and his commitment to being great and his commitment to wanting to get better every day. And Shador's, hey, do you rap? No, I play football. Google me. It says American football player. Like Cam Ward's got the mentality of someone who I hope nothing but success for Cam Ward. He won me over with these. He won me over with these. Oh, look at Knob. I'm glad that you're home safe, buddy. And here, oh, perfect. Jaden, thank you. If your talent was that great and you're a cornerback like his dad, you deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
But when you're the quarterback and you're the face of the franchise, you're supposed to be the leader, and you don't have that drive and commitment to be the best, how can you expect the rest of the offense to do the same? You want to be. This is why you get the wide receivers, because you deal with bullshit, because you do your job. But when you're the quarterback, you're expected to make everybody great. And if you're not putting in the work to make yourself great, that's why he fell, in my opinion. But
None of that
Gary,
stuff helped.
thank you for calling in. I have to
think
get
very good. Yeah.
I
it's
have
good.
to pee. Like I gotta wrap the show up.
I'll jump on.
We'll continue this the DP after I pee. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you dropped some what did we learn in there in the midst of the conversation. Modine's, I don't think he's uncontrollable. I just think he's committed. That's the word I would use. I wouldn't say uncontrollable. I disagree with that. Yeah, Tom, sometimes. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for watching. 69 of you still here watching. It's amazing on this channel. You guys are the best. You ladies are even better. Go ahead. Boomtown, if you would, please drop your what did we learn. I'll predict he'll be 2 on the Brown depth chart. You got Joe Flacco. You got Kenny Pickett. You got Dylan Gabriel that you picked in the 3rd round that you value more than Shedeur. Shedeur is going to be in a really big he's in a tough situation, man. He's going to a place with a great offensive mind in Stefanski. So it's possible he elevates his game, but he's not in a good situation to start. Earn it. Prove everyone wrong. If he does, I'll come on here and say I'm wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite part of the show, besides getting to talk to all of you, is when Boomtown drops What Did He Learn? I learned the hate ends tonight. No Vagisil ads will be played on this channel. Grades are meaningless to Nick. Not my son's in school, though. The Chad has more ahate for Bill Belichick than Isaac. Knob did the unthinkable to Beast. Bonus, Gunny is having a cookie cake tonight. Nick is building a wall. All ages, heights, backgrounds, and countries of origin are welcome to vote. Charles has an interesting taste in music. Double bonus. Weed does not breathe gently while sleeping. It's scary. There were many salacious allegations made at the beach house. Clancy's footprints are now likely on file. Tom Ace pees in public. Triple bonus. New York seems like a nice place to take a bike ride at night. Not. Jay tried to play the race card unsuccessfully. Bill Belichick is the winner. Weed says, Boom has been a dick ever since I made him a Canadian from South Park. Well, to be fair, he's just quoting me. I'm the dick. Speaking of someone who's not a dick, well, he is, but he's our dick. What's up, Nop?
I just wanted to call and say good night, Dad.
Good night, son. He's back in North Carolina. Shout out to everybody for this week. It was tremendous. Everyone at Jake's party, to all support on this channel. Like I said, with the shorts that are coming out, hit the like button. Help your boy out. I appreciate it. And 2025 NFL draft, 2025 draft weekend are over. Now we wait. May 14th. We have the schedule of release. We plan our next major event. What will it be? What game? Can't wait to see all of you that didn't make it and see all of you that did next time. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of me, Nick Shine, host of the Nick Shine Show, I say thank you. You are all awesome. Have a great night. And I did not play this in its entirety earlier, so I will do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, we laughed our asses off all weekend. Obviously, we did our impersonations. It was the DP brought to life. But the greatest impersonationist that I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. We're about to drop that video. Hit the like button on the way out. Stay awesome. You guys are the best. I'll be on throughout the week, 11:20 p.m., back to the work grind. And thank you, everyone, for everything that you do to make this channel as successful as it is. You guys are the best. Go Jets. God bless. Good night.
This is his Bobby in his orange chair. See, this is him. I like to come around. Look at my wife. No, I mean, I'm Neil. I saw that game, and I was in my nuts. How could they not win? I'm upset right now, going bonkers with a cigar in my mouth. I was watching it, and the record's like 10-3 now. You know? Let me just go step out the window right now. I'm Charles. With the hat on.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Yeah, you could do All right, hold on. Let's do Alan. Do you want to do a impersonation of me?
Good evening. Before I start this show, these are the advertisements. Custom best bourbon that you could get for just 99 cents for the you get 50% off anytime you go to like Buffalo Wild like wings for any Jets game or Giants game. We're gonna go take some callers now. Bobby, are you there? I don't think he's there. I think he's in a dark spot.
Would you be able to do an impersonation of Jake?
You know how it counts down to the beginning of the show and go, good evening. I'll have shows on for 2 days. I had one this morning with Jeff Parsons. And the merch store, anything that you could get from the merch store is you get for any, like if you become a member. The first call we go to is Bobby, midnight. Hi, Jake. Hi, Bobby. Oh, you look happy. Can we see your cat? Okay, I'll show you my cat. Oh, the kitty cat. I can do this all day.
Can you do an impersonation of Robert C?
Don't worry, but his hair's never clean. He looks like a guy from Monster Inc.
Are you going to race shows at MetLife Stadium in the parking lot of 40-yard dash?
Do you know the national anthem?
Oh, say and make through by the light and so bright as the twilight's last evening.
Tremendous work.
Man, that was bigger there, huh? Holy shit. Super chat I missed from Devin. We will be in the playoffs with a winning season. I think I missed that, but thank you again, Devin. Thank you to everyone for all of your donations throughout the show, your likes, your time. I appreciate all of it. Good night, everyone.
It's got me.
Gentry covered in purple. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his promise, Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show.